All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arukakudash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles at Gmslv Great Millstone. And sincere Shalom to you. I can bring out this word, diligence and truth. You know, we are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, we come another day out. This the Las Vegas camp. We come another day out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom you call America, which is known in scriptures as Babylon the Great, virgin daughter of Babylon, son of Egypt. You know, and basically the topic we're gonna touch on today, you know, it's been a lot of things have been happening through the spirit. You know, you have instances or more occurrences of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip being implemented within today's society. You know, it's touching a lot of these other countries. You know, and it's soon gonna hit America. You know, but in the midst of all the chaos and Esau and things that Esau is about to bring, you're gonna have the men of the Lord completing miracles through the spirit of power, Yahweh, you know? And then through these miracles, you're gonna have a bunch of Israelites wake up, you know? That as spoken of in Ezekiel the 37th chapter about the valley of dry bones and the breath being blown onto them. You know, a lot of Israelites are still carnal, you know? So they need tangible evidence to show that this is the truth. You know, as in the scripture said in the account of doubting Thomas, you know, Yahweh said, blessed are those that have faith, but yet not deceit, you know? So can we grab that really quick, Hebrews 11 and 1, and then we can get into that.
3 as well. Hebrews 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
It says faith is the substance of things hoped for. What are we hoping for? We're hoping for this kingdom to be destroyed, so that we could be on the throne, Lord willing. We are those men to be those that 144,000. It says the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. That's where your faith comes in. When you can't necessarily see it, but you still believe it. You know, though we can't see Yahweh Shai now, that doesn't mean that He's not here with us. The spirit of Him is resting upon us. That's how we have the power through Him to come out on the highways and hedges and speak to the people. That's how we're able to put up lessons throughout the week. That's how we'll be able to study and understand and break down the scriptures. It's through His spirit, through faith. Is it more than that? And as said earlier, you know, doubting Thomas, he had to see that Yahweh Shai's hands, his hands were pierced, you know. So that just means he needed tangible evidence. He needed to see instead of just having the faith and believing that he came back.
I got something.
He might read it. Go ahead.
No, I don't.
Okay, you know what I'm thinking about?
Yeah,
you want to quote it?
This is John 4:48. It says, then said Yahweh Shai unto him, except you see signs and wonders, you will not believe.
God, except you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. Right, a lot of Israelites don't believe at this point because they're not seeing the greatness. You know, they're not seeing the miracles. They're not seeing what we see. Through faith, we understand when certain things happen in our life. It's because not only is the Most High testing us, but He's showing His power in that circumstance. You know.
So Mark 9:23. It says, Yahweh Shai said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believe.
All things are possible to him that believe it. You know, and right now, the Most High is increasing men's faith because we see the prophecies unfolding. You know, we see that America is getting broken down. We see that the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, is about to be implemented strongly for the rest of this year and the new year to come. We understand that all these different things which are spoken in the scriptures must come to pass. Because the Most High, as the scripture says, the Most High revealed his secrets unto His servants, the prophets. You know?
It's Acts 3 and verse 2. Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being the 9th hour. A certain man lame from his mother's womb was carried.
God, meaning when he was born, he basically he had lack of being able to move his legs, his feet. You know, he couldn't walk. He was crippled. Paraplegic.
Yeah. Which basically, when you're paralyzed on one side of your body and you can't move, so you're weakened. You know.
Whom they laid daily at the gate of the temple, which was called Beautiful, to ask alms in them that entered into the temple. Who seeing John about to go into the temple, asked an alms. Peter, fastening his eyes upon him with John, said, "Look on us," and he gave heed unto them, expecting to receive something of them. Then Peter said, "Silver and gold I have none."
Meaning we don't have the money that we can give you. We have something better. You know, we have the spirit. We have something that can really fix you. You know, because money,
eternal life.
Because money ain't gonna do nothing for you. You know, as the scripture says, what does it say? It's better than infinite riches. Health.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom and good estate are better than infinite riches. It's like if mixed person.
But such as I have, give I thee, in the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach of Nazareth, rise up and walk.
God, he said, in the name of Yahweh Shai of Nazareth, rise up and walk. So what just happened right there? What just happened was basically that the apostles, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, just healed that man. You know, and you have to literally take it into, when you read the scriptures, you have to see it. You can't just read and be like, wait, so he just healed. You have to think of the environment that they were in. You know, think of it exactly how it was written.
You got to think about it like in today's time.
Yeah.
Someone that was paralyzed, like that devil that just died. If one of the men of the Lord somehow, even though he's a heathen, healed him, and everyone saw that this guy was paralyzed from the neck up, or Christopher Reeve or somebody, then you would have a large income into the truth. Because they saw that miracle. They saw like this guy was a damn vegetable. And now he's walking around and jumping around. All right, these men must be the men of the Lord.
All right.
Can I finish that? Verse 7, and he took him by the right hand and lifted him up, and immediately his feet and his ankles will receive strength. And he leaping up stood and walked and entered with them into the temple, walking and leaping and praising the Most High.
God, now it may seem to the average person, oh, that can't happen. You know, they have their doubts, their disbelief. But what is impossible with man is possible with the Most High. Right. You know, you gotta sincerely believe that the apostles did these acts, these miraculous works in the spirit, in the name of Yahweh Shai, man. If Yahweh Shai said that he said that they were gonna be doing them. He said, "Greater work shall ye do," right?
I have that too.
I
ain't gotta get it right now unless you want me to get it right now.
Grab it right now and then you're gonna grab it.
I got it. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, bro.
John chapter 3, verse 11. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. If I told you of earthly things, and you believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
If we tell you earthly things and you don't believe it, then how can we give you the fruit of the Spirit? The scriptures, Romans 8 covers all of that. It says that the carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. You say the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit. So you're not going to be able to understand it. If the Most High didn't seal that faith within you, you know, that special thing that you can't buy within you, then you're not going to understand the words that we see, nor are you going to believe the miracles in which the men of the Lord did back then and what they're going to be doing in this time. The Spirit, believe it or not, spiritual power is coming, you know? And brothers speak of it all the time. It's going to be an even greater awakening. That's the spirit too, because Elder Yashawamba did a video on it. It's going to be an even greater awakening of Israelites that wake up, which means what? The times are closing in.
And if I may say, within this day and time of technology and social media, these type of works that brothers will be able to do through the Holy Spirit, the power of the Holy Spirit, people are going to be pulling out cameras and getting those occurrences. They're going to be putting it up on the internet, and the fame is going to be spread abroad, man. Right. Everybody all over the world is going to be seeing that. And people, and it's going to open up a bigger audience, more eyes, more people, man. And it's definitely going to get back to the top, the elite. They're going to be seeing that. You're like, yeah, this the time, man. And that's when they're going to try to huddle up and do as many councils as they can, because they're going to realize, like, damn, the prophets that's them.
And in these times when, like you said, the elites, the narrative they're gonna put forth is, we got demons on us.
Yeah.
They're gonna say that, you know, we worship Satan and we got all kind of demons. They're gonna push that narrative like we the wicked and they're the righteous.
That's what they said about the Lord.
Yeah,
They call him Beelzebub.
Yeah.
Can a devil cast out a devil?
Right.
In the name of, you know? Yahweh Shemar Shah?
Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get thee, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Bro, could you back that up if I may?
Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee.
What's our main affliction that we have in this captivity? These chains of darkness. So he's gonna give us our 100% of our brains so we can use all the powers that we were meant to have. Now, there's gonna be a limit on that because we still have these bodies, but through the Spirit, we're gonna be able to perform those miracles.
As me and the brother was speaking before, you know, it's only every brother's not gonna receive it on this side, but the Most High is gonna pick out those specific brothers in whom He finds the suited spirit for the power. You know, because think about it right now. If all brothers in the truth, you know, that's other spirit and power, Yahweh Shemar Shah. If those brothers got spiritual power right now, prophecy will be all set. Because maybe, you know, with our carnal minds, you know, not thinking, you know, we'll be reckless. Brothers will take revenge immediately, you know, all these different things. You know, but that's why.
Another thing, if I may add, the Lord's not going to give us the spirit when we're still being purged and being cleansed. The Lord's going to give the power to those special brothers that are purified, man. You know, He's going to use the vessels and the souls that are fully purest. Because if He give it to a random Jake and he still got carnality, he ain't gonna know how to really, you know, he's gonna misuse the power that the Lord gave you. So that's why when he poured the Spirit upon the apostles, they were mature and they were ready to handle the power.
As it says, with great power comes, with much power comes great responsibility.
And I want to add to what you said. And when did that spirit come upon him? It was 12 in the room.
Yeah.
It wasn't on to everybody that believed. It was just to those specific apostles that happened to be in the room. That happened to be that were in that room.
When you think about it, the Lord is not going to just send His power to us, and us thinking that we're gonna be on some Hancock shit, and we just gonna go out and just go running wild and shit. You know, play magic tricks to seduce women and shit. No, the Lord gave us the power to heal and to basically perform these things, so that Jake can actually believe on the power of the Lord. And that was what was converting a lot of Israelites. Them seeing the power of the Lord.
For example, like you ask Jake right now, if you had to choose a power, if you had to choose a superpower, which one you gonna choose? Jake gonna either choose the most chaotic, so he could do some nigga shit with it, or I want to be invisible, so I could go rob a bank and get the money, and I can go live how I want to. Or I'd rather have something like flying, so I can't never get caught. They always got something wicked to associate with the power. You know, a regular Jake ain't gonna be like, yeah, I'll take the power to heal, man. Why? Because I know brothers, you know, I got brothers that have certain ailments. You know, I have family that have certain illnesses. You know, I want to see them in a better state. I want to see them, you know, I want to see them healthy.
And it's ultimately to magnify the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, because that's the only power from within. The only power, that power is only going to come from exalting the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. That's where all credit goes back to. Okay?
And it's ultimately
let the brother select. If you can't, let the brother finish his precept.
Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will do all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Exactly. We would put to shame and and wherever we were scattered at because we were under the curse, you know, we were put to shame. You know, we were considered a proverb and a byword. You know, according to the curse, you know, we're the tail of the nations. Starting with Esau as the head. Okay. Anything that we set our hand to, it doesn't prosper. It doesn't prosper. It fails. So we'll put the shame in this land, man. But in this very same land, they're gonna see and witness those dry bones get woken, which we're in that process. And now Jacob's waking up to who they are. And then the Lord said in these last days that He will pour out His Spirit upon us. And we shall prophesy. We shall the young men shall have visions and have dreams. You know, your women, your men, your young men. You know. And the further we get closer to the end of this society, the more supernatural experiences are going to take place.
I got another quote.
Yep.
Luke chapter 10, verse 17, read through 20. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall be by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
That's right, man. And that's powerful. For you to basically have the spirits under subjection, that means that you in the boldness of in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you have the power to just you confident, you know, in the name of the Lord that demon is going to leave this particular individual. You know, because that's power, man. Okay, and like I said, by no means anything shall hurt you. Apostle Paul experienced that.
The serpent bidding, right?
The serpent bidding, man, he just basically shook it off.
Yeah.
You know?
All through power. But if it was a man that didn't have the spirit on him, he would have just died. And it would have been excruciating death, you know?
That's like
and another thing, because it says that even the spirits are in subject. You're gonna have those, the ones that the spirits are subject to, you're gonna know that those are because you had also guys, when you read Acts the 19th chapter, I believe, they call themselves trying to come in the name of the Lord, and they tried to cast demons, and the demon was like, Apostle Paul I know, Apollos I know, but who are you? I know, but Yahushai I know, but who are you?
And they got the
and he beat them out their clothes.
Demons won. Demons won.
Hey, and we, until a point, we already have a little bit of spiritual power because we have the name, you know? That name is power in itself. You know, so through the spirit power, Yahweh Shah, brothers have already casted demons off of people using that name. You know, whether we putting the curses up or telling the demon off through scriptures, you know, cutting them. That's spiritual power. And me and the brother was talking. And we brought up the occurrence of what happened in Gmslv, the Ancient of Days, LA Espanol camp. You know, a demon came up, causing confusion, and then the brothers put a curse up and through the name of Yahushai on that demon, and it just changed the whole countenance of that person. So it's
it was a woman.
kind of was a woman.
It was a little Issachar woman.
Kind of was a woman.
Her whole vibe just changed. She was like, okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
bro.
She did that after she was just loud and talking shit.
That happened in the San Francisco camp too.
Yeah.
Janet, my name's Janet.
Yeah.
I'm cool now. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Happened in this camp, if y'all remember. That's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, the spirit is real. The name is real. I want to say something, Salaki. There's a point that you made earlier about the man that they healed. He didn't get up and praise Peter and them. He got up and praised the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's the right spirit for you to be healed and for those to heal you in. It's not the glory of these men, it's the glory of the Most High God.
But that's why in the same chapter, with Acts the 3rd chapter, where the brother was reading that, because they was basically coming to them and acting as if they did it on their own power.
Right.
They had to correct them like, no, it's not of our own power. man that y'all had crucified, that's the man. You know? And he told us that we would grant his power, you know, after his resurrection, he would send forth the Holy Spirit. You know?
Acts 3:12. And when Peter saw it, he answered unto the people, Ye men of Israel, why marvel ye at this? Or why look so earnestly on us, as though by our power or holiness we made this man to walk?
They saying, why y'all looking at us like we something special? It's not us where the power came from. It's Yahweh Shai whom you crucified who gave us this power.
The Most High of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, the power of our fathers, have glorified his son, Yahweh Shai, whom he delivered up and denied him in the presence of Pilate when he was determined to let him go. But ye denied the Holy One and the just, and desired a murderer to be granted unto you. And
He was slapping it in their face, man.
Yeah.
He, like they intentionally shamed them for doing what they did against the Lord. So y'all come in and glorify us about the miracles and the power that we're doing, but it's by this same man that y'all had crucified, and y'all suffered a fucking thief to be given up instead of this man. It's through the name of this man that we're able to do the things that we're doing. You know, they was doing that to purposely shame Jake for that shit, man.
God, the apostles, the disciples was cussing Jake out during those times, man.
Yeah.
Jake was getting cut to their spirit, man. They didn't Stephen. Or and killed the Prince of Life, whom the Most High had raised from the dead, whereof we are witnesses, and his name, through faith in his name, have made this man strong.
God, his name. They always gave credit back unto the Lord, you know? Because really none of this is possible if the spirit of Yahweh Shai, if he didn't send the Holy Spirit down to us, you know? America would still be going on, you know, because he's the only one that can stop this place. You know? Jake always tried to find another way out, you know, whether it be trying to, we got to rebuild, you know, put money back into our people's hands. But you put money back into the hands of the people, that's gonna put it back into the system.
Back to the devil.
Give it right back to him. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai is the only way America's gonna be destroyed, man. You know? Because he gotta come back and get himself. He said vengeance is his, but he allows men through the spirit and power of him to complete those miracles. You know? And he uses those men as examples. You know, can we grab the one in 8?
I got something real quick. This is Colossians 3:17. It says, whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High, the Father, by him. You know, and everything that they did, whether it was miraculous or spiritual, they gave that homage back to the name of Yahweh Shai, man. The Most High, through his son Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Heavenly Father, man. You know? That's why when the men of the Lord, when they start to do these miraculous, supernatural things, those men are going to be coming in that name, and that's what people. You ain't gonna question whether the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are the true names, man.
That's right.
Y'all gonna see it for yourself, man. All right.
And a lot of you niggas is gonna be too late, man. Because you said the name didn't matter. The name could be yogurt or whatever.
Right.
It's gonna be too late. You're gonna call on the name of the Lord, but he's not gonna listen.
Yeah, y'all gonna be the ones who, when y'all gonna say, Lord, Lord, have we not did this? Have we not did that? You know, you tried to prophesy the name, but you denounced the name. Okay?
Apart from me.
You denounced his name. All right? You deny whosoever shall deny me before men, I will deny before the Father, man. You know? And if you notice, all the prophets, all the men that came in the name of the Lord, there was always paranormal experiences among those men. Whether it was Elijah, whether it was Ezekiel, you know, Moses himself, all the prophets, all the men of the Lord, all of the supernatural, paranormal experiences were always among those men.
Something like,
okay?
Something out of this world. world basically happened.
Khan.
You know, Daniel,
Daniel.
Khan.
Jonah, he's supposed to die
supposed to die.
when he got swallowed up by that fish.
Khan.
And it's always something miraculous, basically to show the Lord's power, and the power is basically to do the Lord's will.
Back in these brothers.
Samson.
Yeah, man. So that lets you know that the power is going to be with the prophets. The power is going to be with the apostles, man. Basically the Lord's elect. You know? Because those same men are going to give that glory to the name of the Father and the Son. Because remember, the Lord said, I am the Lord and I will not give my glory to another. Okay? So that was I still got that in John about how the Lord said you shall do things that you see me do.
Did he?
Did you get that? All right, this is John 14 and 12. It says, I'm gonna start at 11. I'm gonna start at 10. It says, believest thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works.
Which shows that's the separation first and foremost, that they not just one for all you Trinity believers out there. But he said, can you read it again, bro?
Yeah, he says, believest thou that not I am in the Father and the Father in me? He ain't saying he is the Father, he's saying I'm in the Father and the Father is in me. Okay? It says, the words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works.
You know, that's where the power comes from the top. You know, Yahweh to Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai spreads it to his men. You know?
It says, believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I'll say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
Hey, you people, y'all heads gonna be spinning when y'all see men of the Lord doing some things that y'all only witness in movies, you know?
Yeah. Only things they seen Esau do in the movies. You know?
Y'all gonna lose it when you see a man that's been paralyzed for years, well, all his life, Salaki, and start standing up and praising the Lord, you know, in the name, you gonna lose your mind. Or when you, man, it's...
When you see like, you know, because autism is heavy now in this society. So when you see these autistic kids talking and acting regular, walking regular, you're gonna know that the power of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, is real, and it resides with specific men.
Hey, the things that the men of the Lord are gonna do are gonna be beyond scientific understanding. You ain't gonna be able to come up with, Esau ain't gonna be able to use his scientific terminology to determine what just happened.
Esau, that's what Esau loves to do. He loves to try to break down our book and try to, you know, mix it with science. The things in this book are
spiritual. It's from the heavens.
It's unexplained. Your scientific hypothesis or theories, you can't understand. Like you said earlier, the spiritual man,
like natural man, not the things of the spirit.
These Edomites, these natural men, they figure they're smarter than Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai?
And I'm glad you just mentioned that. I'm glad you just mentioned that. That nigga Adam Abbott, man.
Yeah.
Nigga said, man, Esau is
genius, man.
Esau is spiritual. This nigga really said that. He really said Esau is very, very spiritual. Since when?
Yeah.
He don't even understand what the chariots are, man. He doesn't have a spiritual bone in his body. He's gonna try to, when you literally see brothers healing eyesights, they're gonna try to study that. Esau try to mimic what the power can do, and he gonna try to see through his artificial intelligence if he can mimic the same practice, man. That's what Esau does.
Hey.
That's carnality.
I gotta bring this up. It's in his movies.
Yeah.
The X-Men movies, the recent X-Men movies. That's
Right.
exactly what the movies were about. They saw the powers of the X-Men, and then they were trying to capture them so they can study them and then reduplicate it for their own use.
God, like
Exactly.
the
X
one,
means unknown.
yeah,
Yep.
like
Yep.
they did that in one. They'll put the shot in that person and take away their powers. You know, they had that one, and they had one where they were creating. They were splicing. I think
Yep.
it was supposed to be like
Multiple.
Deadpool or something like that.
Yeah, multiple
yeah.
abilities,
Son, he had-
put them into one person.
Yeah, he had Wolverine's whatever metal he had or whatever,
Yep.
but he had swords instead of the three little claws.
Yep.
You know, and he was able to shoot lasers out his eyes.
Yep.
You know,
That
and
was
he
in the
was
Wolverine movie.
Con,
Yep.
and he was able to regenerate and all these different things. And like you said, the most recent one, they had those kids in that lab. You know, so and what were they doing with those kids? They were experimenting on them. They were figuring out their powers, taking certain places out their powers, figuring out their weaknesses. Because Esau tries to harness that power to put it in something wicked. Con.
Man. Yeah, man. And Esau, he doesn't understand it, man. So he gonna try to rationalize it through scientific means.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna try to classify it. You know, try to make it all scientific. You know, he's gonna try to use quantum physics to try to figure it out. But things that are supernatural, you can't use. It defies the law of physics, man.
Natural laws to try to define something spiritual.
Because it's not. It doesn't come from this very realm that you live in, man. That's why when the Lord, when He came to them after His crucifixion, to the disciples, He expounded on them, you know, what should happen, and basically everything that did happen and how what He went through was all fulfilled in the law and in the prophets. And then He also said, let me see if I can get it real quick, man. Real quick. I think it's in Luke 24 and 46. It says, and said unto, I'm going to start at verse 44. And He said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all these things must be fulfilled which are written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. Which that's going into like when, remember when the Lord said in Matthew the 5th chapter, think not that I've come to destroy the law of the prophets. I didn't come to destroy it, but to fulfill. This is what He was expounding upon. All right. It says, then open He their understanding, right, that they might understand the scriptures. And since Yahushua isn't here, what did He send to duplicate that understanding? The Holy Spirit, the Comforter, man. And that's why we have the understanding now, man, which that's a form of the power. All right. It says, and said unto them, thus it is written, and thus it behoved Hamashiach to suffer and to rise from the dead the third day, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached.
I'm gonna have you go back and read that, but before you go, I want to say something about what you just said. The first level of spiritual power is the wisdom. And first is the understanding, and then the wisdom that you begin to use. These are the early stages of spiritual power.
God, that's why the awakening of Israel is such a great feat. You know, because you go from thinking you black and a Negro and nigga, you know, to the Most High opening your eyes and your ears to, hey, you a prince of the power. So you coming out on the highways and hedges and numbers being multiplied, you know, from you out there putting the knowledge upon the unicorn, the internet, to now it's closer to the end, all through the spirit. You know?
Yeah, and notice the apostles and the disciples, they didn't start to receive the power until after the fullness of their spirit, man. You know, they become perfected in the ministry and the faith, and Yahushua had already died and risen and resurrected. Then they was ready for the power, man. All right, and this is what Yahushua was getting ready to explain to them. He says, back in verse 47, it says, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in His name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. and you are witnesses of these things. And behold, I send the promise of my Father upon you. But wait or tarry ye in the city of Jerusalem until you be endowed with power from on high. So that means that the power is going to come from heaven. It's going to come from the spiritual realm, from the Most High, man. All right? And it's going to be utilized through those whose names are written in heaven.
A lot of chariot sightings been happening, man. You know, the chariots getting closer and closer to the earth, man. You can't deny it, man.
Can't deny it. You know, the fact that brothers are catching angels now, we're going to start seeing a lot more of those, man.
Bunch of spiritual
You know?
We are not alone.
For real, man. Straight up, man. But yeah, it's
Still have a precept?
Yeah, I got some. Psalms chapter 110, verse 3. I read 3, and I jump to 5 and 6. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beautiness of holiness, from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
The scripture says that people shall be willing in the day of thy power. You know, when having Jake start seeing men of the Lord do, man, the possibilities are literally limitless. You know, you could bring up any instance. Say for a car accident, so to speak. You know, say we on the curb right now, and next thing you know we see two cars about to collide into each other, and then the man of the Lord through the Spirit power, y'all about to picking up the car, teleporting it to the other side of the street. People gonna lose their mind. You know, say you see a man jumping off of a building. Next thing you know, a man of the Lord put his hands up, and the man just walking on the ground. You gonna look like, what the hell is happening? But the men of the Lord gonna understand where the power came from, or how it ended up like that.
They can't get the power. These fools can't get past the chariots.
Fine.
When they see miraculous events can happen in multiple miraculous events, they're gonna bug out the bail. They come into the fold.
Fine.
I can't think of the other name of the second movie, but the first movie was Unbreakable. And this new movie, the third, I think it's the third version of this movie is
Was it Mr. Glass or something?
Mr. Glass, right? Exactly. Who did they have? They had them doing miracles. But they had it backwards. They had the black guy, Mr. Glass, who was really Esau, fragile and shit. He was Mr. Glass because he was the mastermind of wicked things, and he broke easy. He was physically weak. But then the other two who were portrayed by Bruce Willis, and I forgot the other actor's name, but he was another white guy. They had them with all the powers. But that's going to be the men of the Lord that's going to have those powers, which you know, could be confused in the face or whatever, but it's going to be us.
What's the name of the movie where it was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 teenagers, and they started one.
Chronicle.
Yeah, Chronicle. Yeah. Like things
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but you see how he used his powers for wickedness. One of the dudes turned corrupt and evil. You know, once he got
what was his name? He had a spiritual name.
I forgot.
Yeah, but he had a spiritual name too.
But yeah, like,
think of his name.
had all them. He was just standing there like this, and next thing you know, all the cars started moving behind him, and he was chased by the police and all that. But the power ain't gonna rest with a dude like that, because the spirit knows from the Yahushua knows from the beginning what spirit he put into you. He started losing the power for BS.
Hey, well, that's why going back to who was that? Was it Simon? He tried to buy the Holy Spirit because they knew the Lord wasn't gonna give them type of dudes the actual spirit. Those dudes, they either gotta use left hand wickedness, or sorcery to exhibit power, or you know, they thought they was gonna try to. I think it was Simon. He thought he was gonna try to buy the spirit, man. You know, and the apostle cussed him out.
Andrew was one of the guys in the movie name was Andrew, which was one of the prophets,
one of the apostles,
disciples' names. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. That sorcerer, he tried to buy the Holy Spirit, because he saw the miracles that they was doing, and the Spirit had him cuss him out, and he was. Was it Simon or was it the other one, where he basically made him blind for 3 days?
That was Shafar got the account.
You got that too. But we'll get to that. You was reading, right? Go ahead, Ash.
Verse 4, the Lord has sworn and will not repent. thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. You know, you read Hebrews 7. The priests back in the Old Testament, before the order of Melchizedek, was the Levites, man. But now, when Yahushua came, opened up the priesthood to all of the tribes, man.
That's right.
Verse 5, the Lord at thy right hand. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. So who's at the Most High's right hand? Yahushua first, and also his men is at the right hand. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. All right, so that's what we're waiting for. Waiting for the Lord to come back and establish his kingdom of righteousness on this planet. All right, so in the midst of that, these wicked, Edomites, these other nations got to be taken down by force, by violence. All right, they're not just gonna give it over willy-nilly, easily to the Lord. No, he got to come back with great glory and power and put his foot down on his place.
Because one thing that people respect is power, man.
Right.
Especially deadly power. Like if it was always in like the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, there was always somebody that wanted to kind of go up against him, but they knew he had serious powers.
They said in the book of Revelation that when the Lord comes back, after it's gonna be nations that's not gonna repent.
Yep.
So shit, we gotta physically put their ass in chains.
And they're gonna see what happened.
Right.
Like in the show, the Avatar, talking about the first one. The Avatar was the one where basically controlled all the elements. He had earth, he had fire, he had wind, and he had water. But the Avatar was respected amongst all the other tribes, all the other nations. Though the Fire Nation wanted to kill him, he was still respected because they understood that he was the one that had it all. Pecan, is there more than that, bro?
Yeah, that's why it says they shall be willing. They're gonna witness the power, and you ain't got nothing to say, man. You see it before your face.
We saw that. It ain't no act, it ain't no movie.
Come on.
It ain't no magic, it ain't no.
You can't deny it.
This is Acts 13:8. But Elymas, the sorcerer, for so in his name by interpretation, withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith.
They was trying to uproot him. They didn't want it's like Elymas. Yeah, he was trying to uproot the man from understanding the word.
Lord Jesus? Yeah. Withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. Then Saul.
Yeah, that's Satan.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Trying to take away what's sown in his heart.
Yeah, scripture says that here comes Satan.
Yeah. Here come the wicked one. They try to take away what is sown in his heart.
Which?
What's up, man?
Then Saul, who also is called Paul, filled with the Holy Spirit, set his eyes on him and said, "O full of all subtlety, and all mischief, thou child of the devil, thou enemy of all righteousness."
Paul. So Paul cussed him out. He seen the demon in the midst and seen what his true intentions were. So he cussed him out through the Spirit. Keep reading, bro. It's gonna tell you what he did to him.
Wilt thou not cease to pervert the right way of the Lord? And now behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind, not seeing the sun for a season.
So the Most High, Spirit of God, now I will try to use Paul as a vessel to blind that demon, and for an example to the man that was listening that this is the truth, and that's how it went. So, for example, let's put it into because you gotta actually see the scriptures. Take it as a camp here, or your camp in your city, or whatever camp your brothers are at. A demon come up and a brother trying to learn, Next thing you know, the camp, y'all cuss that the demon out in the name of Yahweh Shai, and the Lord put the spirit on one of you brothers to blind them. The brother that's listening gonna be sealed. He gonna be like, what just happened? Wait up. Nah, he was just seeing. And then say he stretched his hand out to try to basically find his way. To show you that he's actually blind.
And to show that he is blind, he probably walked into the street while cars is coming.
Bro, come on. But you gotta see the scriptures like that, man. Instances like this are gonna happen.
You gotta break it down to simple Jake like that too, man. You can't understand.
But there was some Jake in John the 6th chapter, man. The Lord did all types of miracles, and the Lord put a parable on him, and, about eating my flesh.
Oh yeah, and then immediately just
turned away. So it all depends on
whoever's chosen.
What's chosen.
Exactly.
Whichever spirit the Lord want to wake up.
Because some of them, even when he was doing miracles, he still brought it out like, well, y'all really don't come to seek me because of the miracles that I do. But you come because you see I can hook some fish and some chips up. You're coming to get a free meal. And you got a lot of jakes around just for those purposes, man. Whatever, something carnal that they can get out of the brotherhood, that's what they're around for. Man.
Even if it's just a moment of shine. I want to say, Slaki, but I want to say, when you said they're going to be willing, hey, just because you willing is not enough. One must do. I believe Bruce Lee said that, right? You still got to do the work that it takes. And you be like, yeah, I believe that's the truth, but they will not do it. Like they said in, I think it was Ezekiel the 33rd chapter. They said they, or one of the other chapters.
They sit before me as my people.
Yeah, but they hear the word. They delight to hear the
like
word.
A lovely song.
Yeah, but they will not do it.
An instrument.
Yep.
They hear thy words, but they do it not.
You got it.
Ezekiel 33 and 32, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song.
The truth is that lovely song unto people.
Yep.
And it's gonna sound, especially when you see the miracles coupled with the miracles, it's gonna go, oh, that's it. You got it, bro.
A very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice.
This song is only the 144,000 can know. See, other people, they can listen and be like, man, that sounds right, but I don't know.
Because they can tune into that righteous vibration.
That 144 hertz.
144.13.
Yep.
And can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
Yep. That's when they're gonna be the famine of the word gonna kick in, and they're gonna be wandering looking for the minute of the Lord.
They're gonna be confounded. It's gonna confound them.
To bring out another creed that Isaiah 4:1, where it says that 7 women shall cleave unto one man, they're gonna see that power. They're gonna see that power in that man, because that women find comfort in men that have power.
Yeah, I'll finish that verse. I'll start at the top. And now, behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind.
Call it, Robert.
Okay, Acts 13 and 11. And behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thee, and thou shalt be blind, not seeing the sun for a season. And immediately there fell on him a mist and a darkness, and he went about seeking some to lead him by the hand. Then the deputy, when he saw what was done, believed, being astonished at the doctrine of the Lord.
Yeah, he believed. So his faith, he got faith. It increased. Because he literally seen what was done unto the demon that was trying to uproot him.
And some men, like the men of the Lord doing the work now, we don't need these miracles to build our faith, to show us, the Lord gives us things to, build our faith, but some people do need these miracles to come to the fold. It's just the level of spirituality that Heavenly Father gave us. That level of faith also.
It's another one, Acts 8:7.
Hold on, real quick. Since you said faith. This is is Matthew. It's Matthew 17. And verse 20. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder this place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
You go into horticulture, mustard seed is very small grain. But what does it do? If it packs a punch, when you grind it down and you use it, it packs a punch, and it also sprouts up as either a tree or a bush. I'm not sure what which one it comes from. So your faith grows like that very small grain into something much bigger.
Isaiah, Acts chapter 8, verse, I started 5. Then Philip went down to the city of Samaria and preached Yahushua unto them. And the people with one accord gave heed unto those things which Philip spoke, seeing and hearing the miracles which he did. For unclean spirits, crying with loud voices, came out of many that were possessed with them.
So the apostles, they was casting demons off of people. That's what it means. And then palsy, like it's called a cerebral palsy. It's like a cerebral palsy. Isn't that like when you? I'm not sure exactly what it does.
Google it right quick.
I think it's like a brain.
Yeah, cerebral is usually mean of the mind or something like that. If I could be wrong, it's best we Google it.
I think it's like a when you paralyzed.
But it's here. It's not physically.
Right.
Let's see what it says.
Congenital disorder of movement, muscle tone, and posture.
There we go.
So like when they,
kind of symptoms include aggravated reflexes,
it's like muscle spasm,
floppy or rigid limbs, involuntary motions. These appear as early childhood.
Yeah, when your brain can't do the cognitive functions of your body, you can't control the functions of your body. I think that ties into Tourette's also. It's involuntary.
But it says that the apostles were healing people that have palsy. They were casting demons off of people.
You know how bad Jake is, man. Our bodies break down constantly because the Lord made us to be holy, but it's defiled every day. So that's why it's constantly suffering, breakdown, man. So they was dealing with health issues for the longest, man. Even to this very day, even certain men of the Lord, we got infirmities, man. You having muscle weaknesses on one part of your body, certain parts shutting down on you. You don't know what the hell is going on.
It's Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run, they shall not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
It says, but they that wait upon the Lord, because the Lord has the power and gives it out. It says they shall mount up with wings as eagles. What is that talking about? That's talking about flying. Brother, didn't you have a dream about levitating? But so it says flying, running, not get weary. These are all things that Esau takes from the scriptures and puts them into movies. That's talking about like running, not get weary. That's the Flash and the powers that come with him. Flying, all the superheroes that fly. What's his name? Superman. These are powers that's gonna come unto the men of the Lord, man.
But Superman, I always gotta bring this up. His name on planet Krypton is Kal-El. which breaks down into all power, call Allah, which is the all power. That's what we're talking about here, getting all power. You know, he can move fast, he can fly, he has strength, he was invincible. Not forget about that, as well as shoot lasers and all that from his arms. A bunch of different things that he could do.
Yahweh Shai said, the things that you see me do, you shall be able to do it greater. That was a promise.
Yeah.
That was a promise, because after he left, he sent them the Holy Spirit, and that's immediately what started happening.
Yeah.
You know, they started raising the dead. I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, that's Peter's first miracle. Was I think he healed a lame person, and then he raised a woman from the dead. Man. I believe it was what, Tabitha?
Yeah. Dorcas.
You know?
Dorcas. Yeah.
She got raised up, man.
Tabitha and Dorcas, same person.
You know? You had Philip when he went down to the Ethiopian eunuch, and he basically called him, Isaiah the 53rd chapter, and after he broke bread with him and opened his understanding, the eunuch was like, hey, I want you to baptize me. So he went and he stopped the chariot, and they got off, and they went and got baptized in the water, and then immediately after that,
After he came up,
he realized Philip wasn't even there. Philip was basically gone. And it tells you that the Spirit, back. You still in Acts 8? Or did you leave from that chapter? I get it. Go to Acts 8 real quick.
Yeah.
Go down to that point when...
Oh, I won't tell the word. I'll wait. Yeah.
Go.
all right, I'll start
Like
at
around 31 maybe? 32?
Read the whole thing.
Yeah, just read down to it. Just read all the way down.
It's Acts chapter 8, and I'll start at 34.
Start at 36, bro.
36, all right.
Yeah, let's get... Because everybody know about, when he came to the Ethiopian.
Like Apostle said, it was a joke. We all know that was a joke.
It's Acts 8.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, brother.
Okay.
How would you have known that he was an Israelite, the Ethiopian eunuch? I don't mean to, put you on the spot, but basically, you had a lot of Israelites that were scattered, and they came to Jerusalem for the time of the Feast of Pentecost. It tells you, going back into the law, that 3 times out of the year, that all the males of Israel are supposed to come to Jerusalem for the feast. So that's why the Ethiopian eunuch, even though he came from out of Ethiopia, he came to Jerusalem. So that's how you would know that that's an Israelite. He wasn't an actual Cushite.
And the fact that he believed also.
And also he had faith.
Yep, we have faith in this word. Right.
And he's reading our book, our scrolls.
Right.
Yep. Go ahead, man.
Acts chapter 8, verse 36. And as they went on their way, they came unto a certain water, and the eunuch said, see, here is water. What doeth hinder me to be baptized?
Yeah, what's stopping me from being baptized? There's water right there. He really wants to get his remissions, his sins remitted, man.
He wasn't worried about going way over to Jordan, to the river Jordan. He was like, there's water, right here. I got faith to believe that water.
He was thirsty, man.
Yeah.
He wants the word. Go ahead.
And Philip said, if thou believest with all thy heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said,
you gonna have brothers that's coming in, they're gonna be thirsty like that, man. They're gonna have their books open and they ready to go, man. Especially when they see enough going on in society that we've been speaking about. That's when they really gonna be trying to get fed, man. Go ahead, bro.
And he answered and said, I believe that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is the Son of the Most High. And he commanded the chariot to stand still, and they went down into the water, both Philip and the eunuch, and he baptized him.
That was an earthly chariot. Let's not get simple here or try to get too deep.
They had wagons back then.
Right.
They used the horses, or asses, or whatever, man. That was anything with wheels back then was called a chariot.
A chariot is just a vehicle.
Just a vehicle with wheels, man. Go ahead, man.
And they were come up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the eunuch saw him no more.
The what? Wait, read that part.
Yeah.
And when they were come
People
up,
will read that and
Just slip right past it.
they won't put no thought to that, man.
that's
Just read right through it. Read that again.
and when they were come up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, and the eunuch saw him no more. And when he went on his way rejoicing.
Wait, so the Spirit abducted him and took him away?
But Philip was found in Azotus, and passing through, he preached all the cities till he came to Caesarea. So they were between Gaza and Jerusalem.
Salat. Basically, from the point that he came from the water and got baptized, and once he looked over and noticed that he wasn't there, he was already in that town. He was already in
It's actually Ashdod.
it's Ashdod. Bro, look up, somebody will go on their phone and look up the distance between Ashdod and Gaza. Because that's where they was at. They was in Gaza.
Just Google it. Go around. Look at it. Damn demon.
Somebody look up the distance, man.
The water.
Because it said the Spirit basically caught him away and he appeared.
Yeah.
The Spirit caught him away and then he appeared. What's the distance on that, bro?
3,700. This is from Gaza to Ashdod. But this air travel distance is equal to 3,771 miles.
Woo! That's straight. That's a straight line.
Come on.
That's not if you got to wind around rivers or mountains or nothing.
So did Philip walk all the way? That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay. It's different.
I was about to say, man.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't.
Because 3,000 miles, that's Cali to like.
That's past New York.
Like past New York.
But it's not.
No, miss. Back
That's
up.
not impossible.
Hey, you can leave. You can go. You can leave.
Type in Ashdod, Israel.
Oh, that was the other Ashdod.
So it was another Ashdod. Okay. 59.8 kilometers. So how many miles is that?
It says travel duration. This is for a plane. An hour and 3 minutes.
In a plane?
If you're traveling 50 kilometers per hour.
He wasn't traveling 50 kilometers.
So that's 36 miles.
36 miles. 36.6 miles.
That's walking distance, but that's a long walk.
Well, we ain't nobody over here for the not walk that long, man.
Yeah, that's about a day, 2 days journey.
Come on.
Yeah.
Walking. In those times, there wasn't no paved roads and none of that. Man.
That's like walking from here to like state line.
Yeah.
But it happened. You gotta understand, it happened within an instant.
Which goes to show what? Ignore that, bro. That's Satan. Satan is bugging out right now. You know? I'll light another incense.
She wanted you, brother. Man,
She was actually. That's what she,
I felt good it wasn't me this time. I like the camera, man. They don't mess with you like that.
That demon liked the way you handled it.
I seen her walking.
She seen the power, bro.
She saw the
She
power.
seen the power.
So go back, bro.
But Philip was found in Astos, which is
Ashdod.
Ashdod, and passing through, he preached in all the cities till he came to Caesarea. So that man.
So basically, what happened? He teleported.
Yep.
The Spirit teleported him over to Ashdod, man.
Like Nightcrawler.
Yep.
Of the X-Men. Yeah. You know, that's what that's like. That's like the thing me and the brother was talking. Imagine like the apostles get spiritual power. Next thing you know, our brothers at camp, they just show up right next to Shalom, man.
No. Apostle Ricard was just in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And, you know, like he was just in Baltimore And then y'all about to start camp on the same day.
Yeah.
And then right after he get done with camp in Baltimore,
20 minutes in between.
20 minutes in between, and then next thing you know, brothers is kicking the camp off, and Apostle Recall shows up.
Yeah.
Shalom, Maki.
Well, yeah, an
In 20
unreasonable
minutes after he just was just at that camp.
Just
unreasonable
close your
amount of
phone
time.
looking at the live stream.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he showed
And now
up.
he's showing up at your camp.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Unreasonable amount of time.
Come.
Yeah.
See, these type of things, Esau, you can't scientifically understand it, man. You can't put a science to it, okay? It's beyond your realm of understanding, okay? Oh, it was another account like that. Yahweh Shai did it.
Yep.
Nah, he teleported.
When he went to go to John, I think it's the 6th chapter.
Yep.
6 and like start like around the 16th verse, I think.
I got it.
Yeah. Come.
Get that too. Get that in John real quick. Yeah, start like around 16th verse.
God, this
Somebody get the
John
one with
6
Lot too.
And 16. And when even was now come, his disciples went down into the sea
They went down to the sea, right?
and entered into a ship and went over the sea towards Capernaum.
Oh, that's the one you're talking about.
God.
And it
They were
was
about to be on their way to the
Yeah.
other side of the sea. Now, mind you, this
He missed the
sea,
boat.
it had to be at least 9 miles wide, right? Go ahead.
and it was now dark, and Yahweh was not coming to them.
So it's nighttime, and Yahweh Shai wasn't anywhere in sight. And you know, when you're around a heavy body of water at nighttime, it gets pitch black dark, man. So you can't really see. Go ahead.
And the sea arose by reason of a great wind that blew. So when they had rowed about 5 to 20 or 30 furlongs,
That's a roughly around 3 or 4 miles. So they 3 or 4 miles into the off into the sea. All right, so they're in the middle of nowhere.
You can't catch him on foot, man.
Ain't no way you gonna catch him on foot, right?
And you're over water anyway.
Go ahead, bro.
they see Yahweh walking on the sea
But he's walking.
Yeah.
on the sea.
Just imagine you just see you on a cruise ship in the middle of
He
nowhere.
said it was. Then he said it was.
Yeah, it was the
Rough.
water was
Water
Water
was
was-
rough, and he was
God.
walking on it.
Come.
and drawing nigh unto the ship. It's not gonna start. So when they had rowed about 5 and 20 or 30 furlongs, they see Yahweh walking on the sea.
So he
I don't-
see Yahweh Shai is basically
feel
walking
like
towards them,
there's
meeting them
like-
halfway in the middle of the sea
At night.
at night. So you know, to the average physical eye, you're gonna see something like that, and you're gonna be like, shit. Oh
You
shit.
know, Yahweh Shai had
That's
like
what they say.
You know, Yahweh Shai had a glow about him too, so
Yeah.
you could see him, but he was the only thing out there.
Come.
Yeah. That's
Come,
what,
man.
that's what
But
they say.
They was
though.
able to see him though.
That's what they say about it.
And
Yeah.
drawing nigh unto the ship, they were afraid.
They got shook. Go ahead.
But he said unto them, It is I, be not afraid. Then they willingly received him into the ship, and immediately the ship was at the land.
Wait, what?
What? Right?
And then immediately the ship was at the land.
Whither they went.
But see, they was 3 or 4
Furlongs. No, miles.
they were
3 or 4
3 or
miles.
4 miles out into the sea. So how was they immediately, after they received them to the ship, how was they immediately at the seashore? How was Shai teleported? They teleported, man.
Yeah.
All right. That's what that's wild, man. That's some wild shit, man.
See, he controlled how that teleportation would work. Like you were saying earlier, if you give it to random Jake out here in the world, they're gonna use it for wickedness, man. That type of power ain't meant for regular men to try to use their carnal minds to understand. He made that journey easy on those men. 'Cause when you go to see any body of water, the possibility is death can happen, man. It could be shipwreck or whatever else.
That's why they have a lighthouse because it's so dark out there. People run if they don't have that lighthouse. People run into the shore,
Yeah.
run to the dock.
Yeah, Yahweh, notice Yahweh Shai really wasn't, because you remember he told them be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Yahweh Shai, he didn't perform not one miracle that was harmful to his people, man. You know, He used it to get away from men that were trying to harm him. He used power to you know, to heal people, to restore health to certain Israelites. You know, he uses power to it was for different uses, even to travel. You know, it even told you in John the 8th chapter when they asked him about Abraham.
Yeah.
And he basically said some shit that went over their head.
I was there.
And they was getting ready to try to stone him.
Yeah.
And right as they was doing it, it said that he hit himself in the temple, and basically, like, it was basically like he just disappeared up out of there. Man.
They said it. I'll read this shit. Yeah. It's John 8 and 59. Then took they stones to cast at him, but Yahushua hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was just a few people. It was a mist. It was a substantial amount of people. Right. Yahushua somehow, some way, he basically went through the midst of it.
He did the same thing when they tried to when he felt that after he did those miracles, he felt that they were going to try to take him and make him king.
Oh yeah. All kinds.
So he basically he dipped off and disappeared into the crowd, so that nobody could lay hold on him and try to, you know, crown him and shit.
Hold him up and
exalt him. He didn't want to be exalted, man. That's why he was of no reputation. He made himself of no reputation. You know, he humbled himself, man, even though he had the power. And that's what the Lord is looking for. He ain't gonna use proud ass niggas and give them the spiritual power, man. He'll give the most humble, most lowly brother, the most feeble brothers that power, man. You know? But those that are most pure in heart. Okay? I know you was on it.
This is history of the devil and the dragon and the Apocrypha.
Which is out of the book of Daniel.
This is verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which Yahweh has sent thee. And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O power, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee.
Go ahead.
So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
Another teleportation.
Yeah. And the Lord will have angels, you know, take you up and put you somewhere else, man.
Was that Peter got him through that quadrant we were talking about?
Yeah. 4 quadrants, yeah, man.
Hey, you think, to make a quick point, do you think that they're really gonna, when they say, when Esau comes rose on the men of the Lord, you think we all gonna get persecuted? No, there's men that's gonna escape. The Spirit's gonna help some men escape. All right? Not just because Esau gonna let us out, but it's gonna be a miracle that gets some brothers out. Some brothers gonna be under the guillotine and get out of it. And some won't, you know, but that'll be an honorable martyr, but still.
Scripture says that some men shall not taste death.
Yeah.
And that's a prophecy. That's going to happen. So somehow, some way, the Lord's going to preserve those men. And of course, we know it's going to be martyrs, but the Lord's going to preserve the men that He don't want to see death.
I got another one. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp thrusting instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff.
Yeah, that's talking about later when the Lord really changes. You know, we're gonna have that kind of power, man. You know, the Lord's gonna use us as his battle axe and weapons of war. And that's why Esau, his military, anything that he has set on this earth, it's not gonna hold a candle to the power of the men that the Lord is gonna raise up, man. You know, but like, even when you read in the Revelation 11 chapter, it even tell you that the prophets, they even have the power to cause rain to stop in the day of their prophecy, and to cause a fire to come down, like Elijah. So, hey, the prophets, they had power, man. You know, all type of, like I said, it was always paranormal experiences occurring around the prophets of the Lord, man. You know, and Ezekiel, he got brought forth by the Spirit too. Get Ezekiel 8 real quick. Ezekiel the 8th chapter. You can start at the top.
Ezekiel 8:1. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Lord power Yahweh fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire. From the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward.
He saw the angel. The angels, their glories, they're very bright like a fire, man. All right, the average person can't really come into contact with an angel without you might get blinded or something, man. You know, so that's why when they did encounter the angels, they immediately put their face down, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
And from his loins even upward as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of my head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven.
Let him fly.
Yep. 144.
Right?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me in the visions of the Most High to Jerusalem.
And brought him where?
And brought me in the visions of the Most High to Jerusalem.
Now, mind you, Ezekiel, he was living in Babylon. He was of the Babylonian captivity. How did he get to Jerusalem?
Right.
It just told you how he got to Jerusalem.
And that's why I want to, I had to really look for it. But same thing with Habakkuk. He was over in Syria. But they had him, they said, I've never been to Babylon. I don't know where that den is at. But the Spirit vehemently took him over there and then immediately put him back.
And continue to the door of the inner gate, there looking toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked him to jealousy.
That's the point. That was it.
Peter was, they had 4 quarantines of us, soldiers around him.
Quadrants, yeah.
Quadrants, yeah, and that was a miracle in itself.
Acts 12. Acts 12. Yep. Hey, we're going to have angels visiting us, man. I believe it.
Yeah.
You should believe it, you know. If you're able to believe these things right here, then you should believe that these things is still going to occur, man. You know. We're going to start seeing stuff like this, man. You already,
Yeah, I mean,
you there?
This is Acts 12, and I started at the top. Now about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex the vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it please the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four quadrants of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
And so that's, in total, that's 16 soldiers that was accompanying Peter. A quadrant is a band of 4 soldiers. So if there were 4 quadrants, that means it was 16 soldiers.
4 times 4.
They said, and it's going to say that he had 2 soldiers sleeping right next to him. Peter, therefore, was kept in prison, but prayers were made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him.
Hey, that's a lot. I want to make a point with that because you're not just going to get spiritual power, man. You got to ask. So that means you got to pray.
And you got to believe.
Yeah, you got to believe.
Okay.
You got to say it. You
Okay.
got to believe in that, though.
And some of it, like Yahushua said, some of this is going to come from prayer and fasting. A few days of prayer and fasting, you know, to do these type of miracles. You know?
And when Herod would have brought him forth the same night, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. So everyone in that city or whatever, that town, knew Peter's fate, seeing what just happened to James. Or they know he was going to get put to death for sure. And he had the soldiers around him just so he wouldn't, you know, he had heard of the miracle, just so he wouldn't get away. Verse 7, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shone in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly. And his chains fell off his hands, and the angel said,
he tapped him like, hey, let's go. Right now, let's go. Sleep, let's go.
And you have the angels, I'm pretty sure they was taking charge. The fact that the angel was able to come through 16 soldiers, when there was a few of them that was watching over them.
Right, close.
The angels made sure that those soldiers were in deep sleep.
Okay.
They probably made sure that they made them dream or whatever they was doing to where they couldn't hear or see anything. They were just, you know, when you have those real deep sleeps, you can't hear shit. A thief, anybody could come into your crib. Well, that's this type of sleep that was on those soldiers, man. And then the angel came in and tap, you know, and the chains fell down. Get up, let's go. Go ahead.
and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shone in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly, get up. And his chains fell off his hands, off from his hands, and the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did.
Put your garment back on, man. Let's go.
And he saith unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision.
And what's funny about it is they didn't say how he had doubt. And he was like, no, he moved with the spirit.
Yeah.
He was in the spirit moving with the angel.
They say adrenaline now.
Yeah.
We know it's the spirit.
Spirit be on you to do the right thing at the right time. Right? And so in that day you can't doubt. You may have a small window to get something done. If you don't react in that window, because of, it's usually gonna be because of doubt, you ain't gonna get the results desired, man. But Peter in this occasion had that result desired. Okay?
When they were past the first and second ward, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them on his own accord, and they went out and passed on through one city, and forthwith the angel departed from him.
Wait. So you telling me he was in the middle of one city, you took him all the way up out the city and all the way past another city, then he let him go.
Then the angel just
dipped
off. It's like,
you got it from here.
you got to think like the angel said, oh, let me go over here. You can talk my shit real quick. And then he look around.
I always think about like Batman, the Dark Knight. You be like, yeah, so let me actually, where'd he go?
Yeah.
As soon as you turn your head off of him, he's already gone. You know?
And like we were saying, those things are going to happen. It's going to be men bound in chains in concentration camps. And somehow, some way, they're gonna wake up next to their loved ones. Wake up next to brothers. You know? Man,
Go back to it.
Time, bro.
Go back to it. Had not known that it was they thought it was a vision.
oh yeah. It's verse 12 and I'm sorry, 9. Chapter 12, verse 9. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel.
He wasn't sure what happened. Like, hey, I'm not even sure. What just happened? Because he was moving in the spirit. Hey, and you don't have to fully understand. You just have to be in the moment of the spirit. Like talking about in the book of Acts, right? When Peter had that vision in the four corners of men, right? That came down to him about the killing me, right? He woke up. He was like, oh man, but then the vision became true because the men were at the door. Cornelius' men were already at the door asking for him. And so when he got there, the whole thing began to unfold of what the Spirit was revealing to him in the dream. So he didn't have doubt. He already believed. So when you perform these miracles and these spiritual power, you can't have doubt. When you come out on the street, you can't have doubt. You got to perform this word with full sincerity and full belief and full faith. That was it, right?
Yeah. But thought he saw a vision.
Yep.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30, and I'm going to read down to 35. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my power have I leaped over a wall. As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. For who is Yahweh, save the Lord? And who is a rock, save our power? Yahweh is my strength and power. For he maketh my way perfect.
Hey, Bobby, you try to go back to the top, bro? I just caught, bro.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 30. For by thee I have run through a troop.
Well, by who? By the miracles of Yahweh Bashem outside. You allow me as an individual to take out the whole troop of people. Okay? Yeah.
By my power.
Yeah, that's not usually how fights go. That's not how war happens, really. You go one-on-one a little bit, you take one out, and you move on, go one-on-one like that. That's how I usually went. But I'll run through a troop.
Did you see that movie Dracula that came out a few years ago? You see that movie Dracula? Yeah. Well, Vlad Tepes, man, in that movie, man, he ran through like, had to be 20,000 men just by himself. Yeah. Verse 30, by my power have I leaped over a wall. You know, this is David, you know. As for the Most High,
I had a dream about doing that, man.
Yeah, Kanye, I remember that.
Yeah, man. I had a dream. Yeah, since I didn't mention it, right? No, I mean, if I could vividly remember, what I could remember was it was the young Levi brother that's in that camp, man. Real young, man. I don't know the brother's name though. He was on the other side of this large fence, and this gate had to be at least 30 feet. He was on the other side and we could see through the gate. And it was a nigga that used to be a part of they was down with Great Millstone, the teachers of Great Millstone, but then they got kicked out because they were niggas. They were known as the Truth or Die camp in the Carolinas, I think South Carolina, North Carolina. Sarge, I believe he was the head. Bugged out, just a total nigga. The brother, Manakta Zagba, he knows him. A Bible teacher at sea, you know. But basically in the dream, he was over there trying to mess with the brother from the LA camp. Like basically trying to start a fight with him. And when we saw that, me and Barak, we saw it. Barak Allah from LA, and then immediately we got over that fence. We basically immediately we got over that fence, and it wasn't like we just climbed it and then got over the fence. No, we like leaped and like barely touched the fence and got over on the other side and landed on our feet and ran right over there. And dude basically got away. He ran because he saw that me and Barack, basically the power was on us, man. You know. Now I remember when I had that dream, the Spirit made me do a video on it, man. I was like, yeah, that's testimony, man. And brothers, like it says in the Acts the 2nd chapter, He gonna pour out the Spirit upon us. That's why all brothers, the closer we get to that time, we're gonna keep having those dreams and visions. That's right. You know, about the power, about the destruction, about the chariots. That's gonna happen, man. It's back over here.
But my power have I leaped over a wall. As for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him.
Stabilize.
For who is the Most High save the world, save the Lord, and who is a rock save our power? Yahweh Ba'ashem Al Shai is my strength and power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth.
That's the Spirit on you. That's the Spirit is on you. When you get those spiritual powers, so to make you do the perfect thing at the perfect moment. Okay, that's what this power will do for you. You got it right.
He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me
always ready to bounce and leap. You know what I'm saying? Like
a deer.
Yeah, like a deer. That's always in a ready position to dart off into another direction.
And setteth me upon my high places. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms.
You think of Luke Cage or some shit when you hear something like that, man. You know? And see, Luke Cage, you just another concept of these heathens' imaginations, but they get those ideas out the scriptures, man. And then, what Esau like to do is he try to take credit for those powers, because it's always Jake got to be a part of some experiment so he can get that power, man. Like it was just some experiment that went wrong, and Esau did something, and somehow, some way, now he's this supernatural man, superhuman now. You know? But that's it's all through the power of the Lord, man. Was there more? That was it? It's Philippians 4:13. It says, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthens me. Through his name, man. And pretty soon, through that name, the power is going to be shown.
God.
You know, giving thanks to and glory to the Most High. Yeah, I know you was holding.
Yeah, I got a couple. I'm gonna read this one first about Lot. Genesis chapter 19, and I'm gonna start up at I'll read. No, I can read 15. Start 15. It says, and when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. It's funny because he went out to other family members and they weren't trying to hear. They said, now take who's in the house now and bounce with them. Right, it says, and while he lingered, the men laid hold on his hands and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city, set him on the outside of the city. The angels grabbed him. They didn't walk him all the way out or run him out. They just grabbed him. It came to pass when they had brought him forth abroad that he said, escape from thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
So that was a pretty far distance that they teleported because it wasn't our custom to have our cities close to the mountains. That's an Edomite custom. They lived in the cliffs of the hills. So, if it was between mountains, it was,
plain on
yeah, the plain, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be far away because the fire and brimstone,
Yeah.
that's gonna set you on the main.
and it consumed 5 cities around that area. So I mean, how small or how quickly can that quickly get it? You see how far the distances that get traveled in a blink of an eye?
And he had to teleport him because he was about to destroy that
About to do
place.
it right
And-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wind.
You got another one? Yeah, I got another one.
No, you can bring yours out.
First Maccabees said to start around with what did we go? Around 15?
Con. Is it 13? I think it's 13.
13.
3.
Yeah, third chapter.
Where it talks about first, it speaks on a prince or a general.
Yeah. First Maccabees 3 and 13. It says, now when Saron, a prince of the army of Syria, heard say that Judas had gathered unto himself a multitude and a company that are faithful to go out with him to war, he said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom of Greece.
Con.
For I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him who despise the king's commandment. Because you know the king's commandment was to destroy all the Bibles and all of that type of stuff, right? So that they can destroy all the laws and all the different customs that the Israelites kept. It says, so he made him ready to go up and went, and there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him, and to be avenged of the children of Israel. And when he came near the going up of Bethoron, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company. But when they saw the host coming to meet them, they said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against a great multitude, and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint and fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the monkey that was explained in the movie 300. The Persians kept coming with all them armies with that small group of the Lacedaemonians, Spartans, if thou canst tell. But that's where they got that from, the Lacedaemonians, right? That were able to take down those men.
You got to realize that Most High is dealing with small numbers. He's dealing with the underdog.
Yep.
He don't want all of Israel right now. He only wants 1/3 and the elect.
Yep.
So the Most High he's always dealt with small numbers.
Because it's a greater power, showing a power to make a small something defeat a bigger something, greater something, so to speak. It says,
Like, even if we look at the account when before he was King David, when he slew Goliath, you know, he was a small man. He wasn't. He was young. He wasn't tall. But when you look at Goliath, he was huge. You know, he was muscular.
8 feet tall.
He was swole. You know, but look at what happened. You know.
That's why when it came time to choose who the next anointed was going to be, you know, I think it was with Samuel, and they tried to choose David's older brother because he was tall. The Lord was like, don't look on him because of his stature. You know?
He had gave him all his sons.
Except David.
David was outside.
Outside.
They didn't even consider that. He was
Tending to
The flock.
He was tending
how
to
did
the
you
sheep.
He was out there tending to what was important.
And he was the baby.
Kind.
He was the baby brother.
And if you look at it, the order of it was always to take the eldest over the customer, to take the eldest over the younger brother. But the Most High always like to give a blessing to that brother.
They were like, man, and you gotta look at it in our time, it's like, him? Yeah, I want him.
These little niggas, these lowly, hello ass niggas, yes. Those are my kings, my priests, that I'm gonna give my power to. Let me write one more so it says, for the victory, verse 19, for the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of the host, but strength cometh from heaven. It cometh against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face, and as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
Man.
I'll say, he says, now as soon as he had left off speaking, he leapt suddenly upon them, and so Saran and his host was overthrown before them. That's good. Well, and since you said that, verse 24, and they pursued them from the going down of Betharon unto the plain, where they slain about 800 men of them. And the residue fled into the land of the Philistines. That was it. This is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and as the house of David shall be as a power.
And he just read, that brother already read when King David was able. He was able to leap over a big ass high wall. And mind you, the walls that were built around cities, they were meant to fortify the city. So these wasn't low ass little picket fences that surrounded the city. Okay? These were like high tower fences.
Yeah, you might see the castle on top of a hill, but everything that's ground level, you can't see through it. Because the walls would be so high.
Like in they show you that in the show Attack on Titan. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen that.
As the angel of the Lord before them.
That's an angel, man. Imagine one of those Issacharites just leap over the fucking border wall, the border fences. He just without even just touching it, he just leap over that motherfucker, man. Trump gonna try to call the National Guard. He gonna call out every fucking alphabet intelligence agency he could think of, man.
He said, "I'll Bert."
Yeah, man. They gonna get the special forces out for that Mexican. You know.
Second Samuel chapter 23 verse 8. These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino the Esnite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time.
800. That's just one man.
At one time.
Yeah, at once. All at the same, like, at once.
So that spear had
their last breath at the same time.
You can't even fight two niggas. Two niggas square with you, you like, all right, I'm about to get my ass beat. I'm gonna try to knock both of them out. If I got the script to do it, you know. Unless you're real good at combat, you ain't winning that, man. You know, you might be able to put damage on one of them. You know, but
that's like you can't even back. It's like you 800 men is just like you just put a force out there and everyone drop.
yeah. I mean, what Bruce Lee could do, that was just like that was like a little. That was just, you know, you can't compare that, man.
Kind.
All right. Plus, those were movies.
Yeah.
All right, Bruce Lee ain't running through 100 motherfuckers. All right. Good, bro.
And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo the Ahohite, one of 3 mighty men with David when they defied the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword. And the Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil.
And he couldn't even let a sword go.
God, bro.
He couldn't even let it go.
Imprinted.
Yeah. Probably left a imprint on the sword, man.
You seen that movie? Talk about Bruce Lee, but it was Ip Man.
Yeah.
But he had fought all over. He said, "Nah, bring all of it." The first one, we fight the Japanese men after they killed his home.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
They was gonna try to bribe him with the rice and shit.
Right, and then the bloody money. So he only took the bloody money.
Yeah.
But when he was fighting all those guys, his hand was like this. And you could tell him was so locked in. It was like hurting.
Yeah, it's like if you play like baseball before or went to the batting cages, when you going through the whole rounds, you like your hand like stay on the back, or like stay gripped on.
It's not used to that same locked in.
Yeah.
That's how it's locked in on the sword. And we don't have our swords locked in like that. When you
That's why he gonna try to come for us, man. That's why the Lord gonna have to lift up that standard against him, because they at least know, they study, they know what this is, man. They don't want to have to face that. That's why they're gonna try to hide from us.
That's why they really make calculated steps to come at us.
Yep.
Once they come at us, they know it's out there. You know, the truth is out there. It's gonna try to expose us, but Esau's the one that's getting exposed at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're gonna try to bring everything they got, because you know you have but a short time.
I got one. I'm gonna start in Joshua 6:1, and I'm gonna jump down. It says, "Now Jericho was straitly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. They locked up the city that you couldn't get in.
It was on lockdown.
Yeah, it was on lockdown, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in there
24-hour guards at the gates.
because they heard what Israel was running through that land doing, clearing out the land of Canaan, right? Which would become the land of Israel. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times. And the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye shall hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him."
That's power, man. When you think of that in the spirit, though, what they did to the walls of Jericho is what the prophets of the Lord are doing to Babylon right now.
Exactly.
We're chanting this place down, man. We're chanting it down. We calling upon the name of the Lord, sending them up, constantly. The Lord is being reminded, man. And that's why this place is starting to get broken up. This place is spiritually, morally, economically, socially, it's all being broken up. It's through the spirit and power of the Lord, man.
I'm glad you brought that up.
It's like we're a token of this man's fall.
Right.
That's why he wants to come put a stop to this.
And our presence is we're the side of your downfall.
Exactly.
Us standing on these corners in your city, bold as lions. We're selling your downfall.
That shit. Only in Babylon. You know, they were doing that shit even when King David and King Solomon, because ain't no other nation, neither nation, prophesied against us in our kingdom. Hell, but
I'm just gonna say I'm glad he brought that up, because we're breaking down those walls. That's what made me think about this. The same way that all these strongholds are held up, the city was shut up. That was the prophecy. And we're just believing the prophecy. But then, through process of time, it actually came to pass. And I'm going to jump down to when it comes to pass. Verse 14 now. It says, verse 12, when Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priest took up the ark of the Lord.
Israelites?
That's right. Hebrew Israelites. You heard about the Israelites?
Yeah, I'll be watching all the time. I always watch.
Who you be watching?
I don't know. It be some guys that used to be on the strip in Vegas. And then I just watch them all over the YouTube from city to city. People be mad, but I be like, people always mad about the truth, you know. And when you brothers that know where you come from or where you from, they gonna always be mad at you for speaking the truth and tell you like you're not speaking the truth. But my homies, them, they real Hebrew Israelites too, so, and they teach us that, you know, because we street dudes, so, you know, but, you know, I still believe in what they telling us, you know, because a lot of it makes sense, you know, but they not going to tell me that to make sense, because they want to keep me still down, and they don't want to let me know that I'm from the 12 tribes, and they don't want to let me know that I'm one of them people that they speak of, scans of bronze here. So I'm not mad at them. I just, you know, I feel like we as people now, with the internet and more stuff going on and more people stepping out, like you brothers, we getting to know more stuff, you know, us as black men, you know, we getting to know a lot of, you know, how to educate ourselves on certain things and know where you come from, because if you don't know where you come from, history bound to repeat itself.
Let me tell you something big, if I may interrupt you. You stand out black.
Yeah.
Be us.
Be us.
Everybody on that side is us. Yeah. It ain't about being black, it's about being of the righteous spirit, because everybody but the white man is black, or brown, or derivative thereof.
Yeah, some kind of color.
Right, they got a color to him. He the only one with invisible flesh, so to speak, you know, transparent flesh. But we have to understand that this is where our power lies. He's not dealing with just black folks. Talking about the Most High God. He's not just dealing with blacks. He's dealing with everybody. That's why I asked you who you were listening to.
Not everybody.
But I'm talking about
not
the whole 12 tribes.
Everybody, not 12 tribes.
The whole 12 tribes. He's chosen them.
They're confusing the faces. It's gonna be people that look like the so-called white men that's our people.
Right.
Because
the spirit go back to our people.
Because the curses, our people are scattered throughout the whole world.
Yeah. Some of us look Asian. I know you know at least a Filipino or somebody that talk niggerish like we talk
black, look black, dark skin,
you know?
features. I'm like, bro, where y'all from?
Right, but that's why I asked you that question. I asked you who you listen to, because not every group is gonna tell you the whole truth.
Yeah, and it's see these guys that I see that I be listening to, they wear some purple.
Yeah.
They wear purple.
You
know, they're
not gonna tell you the whole school. They're not gonna tell you the name, the true name of the Heavenly Father.
Which is important. That's a very important thing to know.
Yeah.
You didn't walk up here on accident. You walked up here and you recognized it when you had to stop. So since you're here, we're going to deliver you that message. You got to check out how important it is. If this is important to you, they ain't even tell you like who you watching. They'll tell you what's about to happen to where you live. This place is gonna be destroyed in World War III. But that means you too.
Yeah.
World War III means everybody.
Damn, they'll be the first ones.
This is gonna be the early stages of it. This is the early stages of it.
Yeah. You see that right there? They teach you about that? That chip?
Yeah, they try to do martial law in my city.
They don't believe in it.
These, if you take that, these are coming regardless to this place.
Yeah.
And they make that, and what the Sarah Connor?
It's in the back.
And this is going to happen to everybody that the Lord has not protected.
You seen Terminator 2?
Yeah.
You remember when the lady was on the fence, burning alive?
Her flesh burning like that, that was, they got that off the scriptures. That was described in the scriptures. Literally. So that's going to happen. And everything else that they're talking about is happening also.
So from the Bible though, what y'all reading from the Bible, are y'all taking y'all own scriptures out and going running with it, or y'all just reading? Because when I go to churches, one thing that I stopped going to churches about is because they only read on certain things of it, and it makes us feel like we should have been slaves. I'm not a slave.
Let me explain something. Let me explain this to you. The church has a 501c3, and that purple group has a 501c3 also, which tells them to be tax exempt. You can't teach the whole Bible. The majority, matter of fact, the brother grabbed Ezekiel chapter 3.
Yeah.
Like the last, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like the last verse. Then somebody, Jeremiah 14.
Isaiah 14.
Okay. Keep going. We got Ezekiel first.
Ezekiel 3 and
It's like around, it's like around 10 verses. It goes 2, so like it's 2.
yeah, I like that white songs. This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 10.
What do they teach in the church? Love and prosperity. God wants you to be rich, pay your tithes, sow the seed of righteousness with your money, and then we're going to read this, we're going to sing, and
They
we're
teach
going to
you
go home.
God loves everyone. Everyone can be saved. Only ones that can be saved is the people on this sign, and mainly the elect, the 144,000, 12,000 men out of each tribe, and the 1/3 of Israel, and everyone else. Every other Israelite is going to be destroyed.
So why do the fake
Let's
Jews?
answer him with scriptures. Use the word.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 10. And he spread it before. So like, I'll read chapter verse 39. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein.
It was originally written on scrolls. Okay, go ahead.
And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein.
Before the Bible was put the book, it was on scrolls, and it was the whole thing was written. It was only the Old Testament back then. Go ahead, bro. But
And
it
it
will
was
tell you what was written in the book, though. What was the main theme of the book? Go ahead.
and there was written therein lamentation and mourning and woe.
Destruction. Lamentation, it was bad news. It's bad news in this book. Okay? So how can the church possibly tell all this good news and the glory of Jesus and all of this happy stuff that they talk about in church when the main topic of the book is negative, it's bad news. But there is a gospel which is good news. Okay? We have a chance to escape. Y'all got precepts with
This is Acts chapter 20 and 26. It says, wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men, for I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High.
Yeah, we're supposed to give the whole book, what the whole book is talking about. That's why we
The whole
see,
purpose.
yeah, the whole reason for the negativity and the whole reason for the good that's coming also. And to whom it comes upon. Because, hey, we know our people don't have a lot of money. That's why the church is like, well, that's for everybody, because we won't accept gays, they got money. White people, they got money. Asians, we don't accept whoever we can get to believe to bring their money in here so we can get their money. Because we giving you the tax exemption. But this ain't for that. This ain't about money. It said, buy the truth and sell it not. We're not supposed to be asking nobody, whatever we give you, if you showed up every day, we wouldn't ask you for no money. We want you to sincerely listen and get this. Just like the people on the internet. You got precept goals, bro.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6 and 7. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Get Romans 13, Bible.
Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, for he will have mercy upon him and to our power.
That's the good news. That's the good news. So it's cool that they tell you the Judah and you the Israelites. That's cool. But it goes further than that. Just knowing that ain't going to get you out of all that destruction. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna get. You have some.
Yeah. For he will abundantly pardon.
For he will abundantly pardon us, because we all are worthy of death. But because we believe, and we're out here showing our faith by our works, that we're trying to earn our salvation, he gonna pardon us from our sins, save us.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the day of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Before the times get too bad, hurry up and come back to him and do the things that the Bible told us to do. The Bible told us to do this. Why don't the pastors talk about this? You know? Because they have a different agenda. We have the true intention of the Heavenly Father to warn the people. Go ahead, bro.
Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
And who be in the church? It be women and old people, right? Go for them. If they don't have examples, especially old people, they ain't changing what they used to do.
For real, they up in their ways stuck.
They stuck. Just like the scripture says, you got something.
I have something. This is Jeremiah 14 and 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name.
These are those church pastors. Yep. Even that purple group and all the other Israelites that ain't giving you everything. They ain't telling you not to take the mark of the beast, that it's a RFID chip that's going to be implanted into your body somewhere. They ain't telling you that. If they ain't giving you the name of the Heavenly Father, if they ain't telling you what's something else,
Famine.
that the famine is coming, the famine of the word is coming,
Jacob's trouble.
Jacob's trouble. If they're not giving you everything that this Bible's warning us of, then they're not the real prophets of the Lord. Yeah, bro.
Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spoke unto them. They prophesy unto you false visions and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart.
Yep. They don't tell you everything that you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know, hey, look, if I want to get salvation, I got to go study this word, watch it, and then come out there. I don't have a lot of time. I got to get, this man, he didn't wait. He don't know all the stuff that we know, but guess what? He's here to get it. He's already shown that he's here to get it. You know, as we all did. We watched as much as we could online. Before the internet gets shut down, that'll be gone too.
Yeah. And that's the only way they're going to really get you is with the internet, because a lot of people depend on the internet instead of reading.
Instead of reading, and instead of being diligent, you know, doing.
I got a few homies in Chicago, they can't even read half of that book. They couldn't even read 2 pages of it. I'm good.
I mean, well, we didn't wasn't really in the old English and stuff like that, but you know, the Lord used the internet. Actually, the internet's in the Bible. Yeah. So the Lord used the internet to wake up His elect.
It's in the Bible.
So we can get this knowledge, man.
And the prophecy of the internet in the Bible.
We wasn't really into the old English, you know. But the Lord put the Spirit on us to, understand all that. You know,
that's cool.
I think so. Kind of throw the internet at you. It's the unicorn.
The unicorn?
Yeah, the horn is a feed horn.
Feed horn.
It's a feed horn.
You know, the satellite has a horn.
Oh,
yeah.
That's smart.
But they can only
Isn't that a
explain
joke?
it.
These motherfuckers had this shit.
Your dad was an expert.
5,000 years
Yeah,
before.
He had that down pat.
See, you say they had it broke down 5,000 years ago, but no one understood it until now. Because
These are the times.
yeah, these are the times.
It tells you that in Daniel the 12th chapter. That many shall go to and fro in knowledge. Knowledge.
Now,
Matter of fact, just get it. Just get it.
I get it, though.
I got something right to you.
Because the Lord basically was saying that in the last days, when knowledge shall increase, that means even the technology is going to advance in the last days. You know, and that's why each year is just new, advanced technology as you can see it, man. Because the Lord is doing it.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, they didn't have no.
Yeah.
We didn't have the internet like this where, you know, you could see what's going on in different countries. We could broadcast this live stream right now.
People from all over the world can watch us right here.
That's what. Go ahead. I got you.
Okay, Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. And I want to say this about that. That's why nobody before now can interpret this whole book. They have a little piece here and there, maybe. And then that's why the church just went ahead and said, know what? Nobody know what this book means. We're going to go on and make money with it.
They use it maliciously.
Yep, they use it to make money and to push out lies. But now the real prophets are on the streets, breaking the whole book down the right way, telling everything in the technology and the times are lining up with everything that's actually happening in the world.
It is. A lot of shit is just like that.
Yep. It says, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge shall be increased.
You can Google anything right now, and they'll give you an answer. Or at least somewhere to look for the answer.
Hold on, bros. Let me grab my bucket from these white guys. I'm a drummer, and I don't want them to walk off with my shit. Them devils don't give a fuck about me. I'm going right back in these cups.
Yep. All right, bro.
Psalms 19 and 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language.
It's talking about the internet because you can click on it as long as you got power source, and the Wi-Fi signal hooked up to your device. You can get this word. You can get on YouTube or whatever and get this word.
No, it's no excuses in this day and age.
Most I did that on purpose, so there's no excuse. But I work graveyard. Well, guess what?
Say you got a phone?
Yeah, you got exactly. There's no excuse.
You got some headphones.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? You got a phone. You got some headphones.
Yeah.
You can listen.
Hey,
You
shit.
said you're on social media all day anyway.
Did the apostles ever have to leave the country
Right.
for all those camps to be springing up outside of Babylon?
You got cameras damn near in every continent.
And then did the heavy lifting, man. If that
How did the brother in Kenya?
right.
How did he come in, man? How did he wake up? The brother in the Philippines. How did he wake up? And then Nate tried to use it as an excuse to just sin.
Yeah.
Our people, we're scattered all over the four corners of the earth, and
We gotta go. I need
they-
money so we can go.
That's really what he's saying.
Suriname.
So now, what was the one that Josh Parker was saying in that video?
Did he ask for money to get a jet? If I'm not mistaken. He wanted his soul plane jet, man. But brothers came out and they did the research and saw that you can get internet service in parts of
And he
Africa.
was probably hot because we
Nah.
in charge on that.
But he was trying to use the excuse, oh, they don't have internet over there, so we got to go over there and wake up our people that's over there in Africa. Motherfucker, when you decided that you was gonna go over there, it was already a camp, setting up over there, man. Yeah, he is a televangelist. And now everybody know that camp. And so everything they do is about money. And it's coming out now, man. Okay? Like it tells you in what's that, Micah? The heads thereof divine for money. They divine for a reward, they do it for money. Y'all got exposed, man, and we know what that's all about, man. Salah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Hey, like the brothers that's in the different countries that watch the videos, they speak different languages. Where they live at is a total different language than what we're speaking. But how is it that they're able to get this? Not only that, but they're also able to call on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. That's also a cut to the excuse that since Israel speak different languages, we can't teach them the name in the Hebrew.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Because if you watch especially the Hispanic brothers that teach in Spanish, you hear them go Spanish and then they go Yahweh and continue on.
Every brother that's speaking a different language or camp that's speaking a different
They
language
know
still
that
saying
name.
Yahweh Shai.
Yep. And we do it, prime example, we do it in English.
Right.
Yeah, because the Hebrew is the pure language, so that's the pure language. So that's the first language that everybody spoke on our planet, you know. So you got to go back to that default language, man, to call on the name.
Seek ye the old path, learn the good way.
Exactly. And Salah, and don't they, those of our brothers that's in these different countries, you don't think that they have the option on YouTube to do the translate, the subtitles?
Yeah, sometimes.
The subtitle translation? Come on, man. That's why we believe you're going to have Jakes in China and Russia and everywhere. Thailand, everywhere that's gonna be listening. They gonna get sealed up, man. Because the elect are all over the world. They're not just in America.
Just like you said, they're going to be speaking in all these different languages, and they're going to bring people in. That's like a
Revelation 5. I think it's 5. We're talking about how they're going to be redeemed by the blood out of every kindred, every tongue.
And every nation.
God.
it's one in,
You know? Revelation 7 and 9. We're gonna be coming from everywhere, man. There's Jakes in Iran, Iran. There's Jakes everywhere, man. Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, everywhere, man. Because that was part of the curse.
So, I wonder one thing though, brothers, like when I feel like, well, I know it's proven fact that they pay millions of dollars to dehumanize us in America as blacks. Is that because as people? Is that because they know that we
just say
so-called blacks? Yeah, like so-called blacks. Because a lot of people say there ain't no such thing as just black. You know, they say they don't say so-called black.
Yeah, that was done on purpose. What was his name? Blumenbach.
Johann Blumenbach.
So okay, when we say that too, but we also got to remember that we was just in the 60s and we was Negroes.
Negroes, blacks, colored.
All by word.
Like, so
African
which
Americans.
one do you want us to? You want us to?
We not
portray ourselves. We
not none of those.
I know we not one of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the word for us? What we call each other? Like Hebrews.
Israelites from the tribe of. If you're a so-called Negro, you'll be from the tribe of Judah. If you're a so-called Mexican, you'll be from the tribe of Issachar. The so-called Native American, you'll be from the tribe of Gad. So now you know truly who you are.
Yeah, this is in the scriptures too. This stick, this sign, that's Ezekiel 37th chapter. And this is how the tribes was going to come back in the last days, basically through the spirit of prophecy. You know. Go ahead,
Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and psalms in their hands.
Yeah, nations. That's no experience.
That means select group. That's a Greek word. It's meaning a select group of particular people. That's talking about us. So all of those people, all of those different nations and tongues are Israelites. But they look like other nations. You know, like when you see some of them Filipinos that got nigga spirits on them, that's our people. You know, when you see some of those white boys that like Bruce Lee. I always love giving Bruce Lee. You know who Bruce Lee is, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have what Jackie Chan and Jet Li was different. He had that rhythm. He had the way he spoke.
Smooth.
He was smooth.
Yeah,
He had that
right.
different style that none of them could even duplicate. Because he was one of us. His father line goes back to the Israelites. He had the same. That's why his best friend was Bruce Lee. I mean, Kareem Abdul and people like that.
But he looks like the other nations.
He looks like a Chinese man.
Just think of it like, for example, if you know how America is always at war with different countries and things like that.
Yeah.
You got brothers and sisters that's in the army, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say they stopped in
Air Force.
Yeah, just say you stop in Taiwan or something like that.
Let us give a real one. Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. It's a lot of our seed in Vietnam because we have babies.
He was running
like
through
women.
And the thing, my grandfather fought in Viet Cong. He fought in Vietnam, and he said they used to send flyers home. He said the people look just like me and him. And he said they dark as us, and they was sending flyers like "Black man, go home. It's not your war."
Yeah.
My grandfather still got the flyer. It's all ripped up. He died 2 years ago. We still got it, but it really say "Black people go home." They look like us. I couldn't believe that in my life. I couldn't believe that. And my grandfather sat me down and told me, like, it's people that are you. They just all around the world.
Yeah.
He said they are you, but they just all around the world, and
Now,
we
that
just
don't mean
split up.
all of them is us. But just
Not all of them. He's saying it's a selected few.
Right.
You know, like I don't think you know, like in Long Beach they got the Cambodian gangs.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever seen that. Samoans or Cambodian people. I never seen Samoans
I
or
grew up in
Cambodian.
Compton. You know, them niggas,
And they with it.
them Samoans and Tongans, them some.
They was with it though. They like black
They
people,
niggas,
our culture, everything. Like they got their own culture, but They still embrace ours, and I'm like in Chicago, Puerto Ricans embrace the culture.
They are
That's us.
Ephraimites, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans,
Chileans, Hondurans,
Native American Indians, Seminole Indians,
Argentinians.
And if you think about it, all these people that we're naming are the same people that not only they live with us in the ghetto, in the slums, we also have the same common enemy. We get treated the same by the white man. Because the white man knows that we all are the Lord's chosen people, man. That's why he hates us.
But look at it like this, right? What's the difference between a ghetto, a barrio, a favela? What's the difference? Is it all the reservation? It's all hood. It's all slums.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, there's a slums with our people in it, no matter what we look like, all over the world, every country.
But me, as I don't look into stuff and call it ghettos. You know, growing up in Chicago, I don't call it a ghetto because a ghetto is somewhere that's locked up where you can't get out of your environment and your situation. Yeah, our situation is like that in a cycle where we can't get out, but we don't live in a ghetto where we can't move. Because if that was the case, you guys wouldn't be right here, and I wouldn't be right here talking to you guys.
That's true. But you know what?
So
you have this mentality in the so-called ghetto in the hood, where they be like, I'm gonna stay true to where I'm from. So even when they make it and they make a little money to get out, you got the same dudes that have the hood mentality. I'll never leave the hood. I'm gonna become hood rich, and I'm gonna just stay within my hood, in my community, and never leave. And then next thing you know, you living in the hood, and your own people who they saw was working hard to get the hell up out of there. Now you bumping heads with your own people in the same hood that you want to stay true to. You know that happens within different
and it does.
hoods.
Like I tell because I got a lot of guys I'm a rap musician like that. And I grew up with them, and they millionaires now. Everybody listening to them. I tell them all the time when I get chances to talk to them, because I know Common personally. I say, why us as black people, we feel that way because people do reach out to us. But why we not buying up more of our property and buying more of our shit? Like, so these are neighborhoods we grew up in and our grandmas that lived there for 30-some years. Why not we? So we just gonna give it all up just because we made a little money. Why not just buy it back? So it could be like the 50s and the 60s where we had black doctors and lawyers and we owned all the block and the government didn't own our churches.
I got a question.
You feel me?
I got a question for you.
So that's all I'm saying.
I got a question.
I ain't just leaving and going to Beverly Hills because I get a little money and give me a white girl on the side there preaching this, that. Like, I'm not one of them type of people. I'm going to build equity in my community. I'm going back to my community when I go back if I make some money.
I got a question for you. You heard of Black Wall Street?
Yeah, in Oklahoma.
What they do to it?
They killed everybody and burned it down.
Exactly. The same thing.
That was the 40s, but this is the 21st century.
Do they still hate you?
Yeah, they still do.
Same way from the 40s, right?
Yeah, the same way.
It's the same thing.
And when we buy back our land, do we really own it, or do they still own it and let us hold it?
Because think of all the things that we have to go through to get that. So say one person got 50 acres of land or something like that, right? You still need contracts to build on that land.
Yep.
So you still got to go through the system in order to live in the system or live outside the system. So
say his brother owns that land, he got to pay property tax for that. So, and the property tax, you're not just paying it for nothing. It doesn't go right into the devil's pocket.
It don't matter how much we try to build up in a society. It's never gonna be your society if the people that's ruling are still over you.
Hold on, didn't you show the missiles earlier? Show the missiles again.
I got a script.
God damn.
100%. Yeah. So all that talk about community and building up and shit, these missiles gonna take it.
And that's
down.
in the scriptures too, the missiles. The missiles is in the scriptures.
So they ain't worried about blowing their shit up either.
No, the Russia gonna do that. It's USSR. Russia. And in China, and Iran, the NATO, the
Iran,
EU,
North Korea.
these places gonna just, because they tired of America. I don't know if you're watching.
Yeah, I'm watching. And I also watch some stuff, and I don't know if it's Zimbabwe, South Africa, where they pretty much what y'all talking about with the land, but they taking their land forcefully, like they did to us. Like, so I'm like, what would be your outtake on that? Should we live like that and go take our land back? Because we don't live in a society where we could go take our stuff
The
back.
answer is no.
No. But we
You got a script that needs to go right now?
I got a couple of scriptures.
Come on, I'm ready. I'm gonna stop talking.
This is dealing with the curses. This is the reason why we don't have the power that our people are looking for to be able to take back and live like the other nations are, right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 29.
Yeah.
It says, and thou shalt grope at noondays, and the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou
Start
shalt...
up at like 16 up to
You want me to read that first and then jump down to it?
All
All right, this is Deuteronomy 28.
We're under some curses because we didn't keep the covenant or the agreement that we were supposed to make with the Heavenly Father, keep all the laws out of this book. Go ahead, bro.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Keep reading a little bit.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
No matter where you go, you're going to be under these curses. No matter where, in the community, in the city, in the suburbs, if you live on the moon, I'm being funny now.
Whether you're rich or whether you're poor.
In the bush, in South Africa,
you still have to curse.
in Europe, you can live in the Queen of England in the palace. These curses are still going to be on you, regardless, because it's on our people spiritually. Go ahead, bro.
It says, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Where you try to save money, where you making money at, it's going to be cursed. You're never going to make enough to get free. You're never going to make it. It ain't just because of their system, because the Heavenly Father don't want us to get out of it yet. Okay? Because we're on punishment. Go ahead, you can actually finish that way or jump down to your precept.
Yeah, verse 29, it says, and thou shalt grope at noonday, and the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
No matter what you do, you're not going to prosper. The only way to prosper is through the ways of the Heavenly Father. That's the only way to prosper. And to truly be prosperous, it ain't about money or possession.
That's Joshua 1, I believe, 1 and 8, where it tells you how we will prosper.
Hold that.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Yep, the scriptures, go ahead.
That thou mayest observe and do according to all the writings therein.
Okay.
For when thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Yeah. But our people, we don't follow the word. The wicked pastors in the churches, they're not teaching it the right way. They're manipulating the scriptures. They go to a little seminary school and they learn how to teach. They basically go by what they call the prosperity doctrine.
Right.
You know, they basically give them the curriculum of what to study, and they use that against the people. And I don't know if you notice, a lot of those like mainstream mega pastors, like T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar and all them, when they went to theologian seminary schools, they also went to college to learn psychology. Because they know how to manipulate and tap into people's minds to deceive them. They have their little music, the organs playing in the background to sensationalize what they're saying.
And then and dogs said, all of that's part of it.
Play on their emotions. They know
really what they're doing is sorcery. It's witchcraft.
You sounded just like him.
Because we've all heard it.
I'd have been in a church one day, and every person I looked at, it looked evil to me. They all looked at like, and they was all going along with it. It was so scripted. It was so like,
and then all of a sudden somebody
jumping up like the spirit.
get out of here.
I see my grandma catch the spirit in the house, and I say, she caught the spirit there, and I say, she's not like that. She's not one of them type of people. So she just put that on for them. So it's a mind thing. You telling me 10% of my earnings, but you telling me God said come as I am. So you fooling me. Which one it is? Like, you giving me this and that, so I don't know what to believe. And that's why a lot of young brothers in Chicago, they don't even go to religion no more. Because they don't even,
Our people lost hope.
we lost hope with this. Like, yeah, and we see like a lot of this stuff ain't, you know, and y'all, the Israelites, like, even if y'all say the guys in the purple, they not really true to the, you know, I'm glad I met people that they are true, but they ain't speaking the word like nothing bad, you know. So it's just like, I could believe more of them than going into church.
Oh, absolutely.
And believing that. They teaching me something, like, you know, and, you know, but y'all more down to earth with this shit. Like,
let me tell you how
they
on the edge of that same religious church. They keep the same format as the church, but with an Israelite twist on it, right? Now, here's the difference. They teach, like, I call it the entry level. The basics, I mean, the really, really basics. You're an Israelite, you're a Negro, Latino, Native American, you're an Israelite. They teach that type of stuff. Okay, keep the laws in the Bible.
Keep the commandments, yeah.
Keep the commandments. They teach that type of stuff. More faithful, more spiritual things, you have to move on. You're gonna have to grow up and move on from them. They're for the little kids. Once you grow up past, because you said come as a newborn babe, once you grow out of that milk stage, you gonna outgrow them. And we telling you that's in that church, when y'all realize that you're above that level, you need to move on, because that thing is about to get destroyed. They're about to get destroyed. Right now, they're crumbling on the inside. We're watching it happen.
Them dudes in the purple. All type of scandals and extortion. All types of
saying a little something with it.
Yeah, them dudes are evil as hell. But our teachers, they've been, because they personally knew the leader of that organization. They knew him going back to the old school back in the 80s. So they've been trying to tell Israel that them dudes ain't right.
So,
but they are teaching the basics.
Do y'all have a scripture on the people that is in Israel now that say they're Jews? They say they're, you know, you get what I mean?
The people that's over there now.
That's there now.
The fake Jews.
Yeah, the fake Jews. You know, do y'all have something on that? People who will try to.
Revelation chapter 3.
9 and 6, I think.
Because they screaming they from the Holy Land, they come from the Holy Land, but I don't get it.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come to worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
They're going to realize that we're the real Jews. We tell them they're going to come and worship before our feet. When we get our power, they're going to have to come in to us.
Bow before us, the real Jews.
Right now,
they stole our identity, man.
Right now, we're bowing before them. Because we go to their corporations for their jobs, to buy their food. We go to them for the want of all things.
Yep.
You know?
You're trying to go and get a contract, a record contract, you got to go to them. You're trying to get into the industry.
And that's the number, and that's what get me. The number one thing, so what America exports is music. And it's hip hop and R&B and media. And we do that. And they get paid for it.
They exploit it.
I'm like, so how you getting paid for something that's coming from us?
Well, I'm gonna tell you two things. Because they own us, first off, with that birth certificate and social security number, right? They own us. That's literally our ID numbers that say that they own those numbers, right? From birth. Then they benefit off of our soul, but they also take what we naturally would have and put their demonic vibration on it and make us push that out.
Yeah. Imagine this. All the people on this sign right here throughout America said tomorrow they weren't going to go to work. You know this place is shut down overnight? Literally.
24 hours, it
would be a wrap. None of this, nothing, that's how powerful these people are on this time, but they don't know it. And we're under the curses, plus we got this devil Esau ruling right now.
And somebody would get weak in that 24 hours.
Esau is the brother.
Esau is the brother.
Right.
So why was he always mad? Because he got exiled or something? Like,
what happened was the prophecy was lost for one of these
Genesis.
Okay. I want to hear it. I want to hear that. We hear that word.
40.
So he sounded like a hater. Esau was like a hater to me.
Oh, he is.
You start at 25 though, right? Start at 25.
25.
Genesis
25
25. 25th chapter. Then we'll jump to that.
Genesis chapter 25, verse
25.
25,
23 maybe?
24. And when her days
I'll explain this real
to
quick.
be delivered were fulfilled,
Rebecca, Isaac's wife, had these twins, and she always had these labor pains, like stuff going on in her stomach.
Okay.
They were battling between each other in there. It's gonna break it down, but she would be the foremother of Jacob and Esau.
Okay.
Which Jacob is those people on the sign, legal Latino Native Americans, right? And Esau would be the twin brother of those people, which was so-called white people. It's them, it's the fake Jews, they're Edomites.
they come from that
Straight
Yeah,
Edomites.
they're all those same white people, those wicked white people.
all those so-called white people ruling in England and all that. The royal family, those are the heads of the Edomites right there.
Yeah.
Rothschilds.
Yeah. Bilderbergs.
Yeah.
Sign right here. Here we go.
Rich devil worshippers.
All that while you're there.
All right. And when her days to be delivered were
Fake
fulfilled,
ass Jews.
behold, there were hands in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
This is red. This ain't brown.
And they
This
called
is
him
red.
Esau. Esau in Hebrew
Yup.
means Adawam, which means red. Ashashua. Edom means red, which means Adawam. So like, yeah, Ashashua.
Ashar means wasted away.
Wasted away at sea. Yeah,
Meaning his pigment was wasted away. Yeah, that's really good.
That's Esau. And after came out his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Basically, they were fighting in the womb of their mother.
Yeah.
So that means that this thing is the hatred runs so deep that when those two sons were in the mother's belly, they were literally fighting, like struggling in her belly.
Like jockeying for position.
Yeah. Really trying to fight to see who would come out first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know
Because
Jacob
the first one that comes out is the inheritance or the blessing from the father, the firstborn.
Those were the customs that
The customs
the
that we
eldest son would get, the bulk of the inheritance from the father.
That's right.
And after came out his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bore them.
First one,
You
you got it. Keep reading.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the
Who
field.
always out there in the wilderness hunting people for free?
White people.
Who got deer heads in their houses?
White people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's explaining who Esau is. Through the spirit, we see who this is.
They could kill them with no remorse too.
They
Exactly.
don't care about
No
that.
remorse.
And they pose.
They make it like they the most loving people, but they kill with no remorse.
And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
we chill.
And Isaac,
I'm trying to chill at the crib. I'm trying to come to the crib.
You got some drink?
What is a kickback?
That's all we trying to do.
We can politic over something, man.
We ain't gonna be out trying to hunt no wild boar and deer and shit.
What if you lose? You die.
You died, so you playing with your life.
I mean, not saying that, back then, we didn't hunt to eat.
We did, but
To eat meat, you gotta hunt, obviously. But Esau, he just into that's just an
Con. And a big thing now.
a natural hunter.
Con, and a big thing now, they just hunting predators,
Yeah.
Like, what are you killing, a alligator or a giraffe, a lion?
To make gators and shit.
Con.
That's
To make belts.
And then they not even eating the meat of the animal.
They're not even hunting stuff that, like you said, they can't eat.
Yeah.
They're hunting abomination.
I was gonna say this. Chris Rock had a joke. I love to tell this joke. He said, "America is so great, but this is the white people, right? It's the only country where we hunt on a full stomach.
Yeah.
When you hunt to eat. You don't hunt for fun. It sounds like a joke and how great America is, but it's really saying something about the mentality of people that run America. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, that do make sense. Like it is like the only.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob seed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
You missed something. Start up at 23.
23? 23? Oh, yeah, the name
Because the angel has to tell Rebecca what's about to happen.
Oh,
That's
she
what I was
treated.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
Uh,
Rebecca entreated.
yeah, Con 20.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start at 19. All right, this is Genesis 26 and 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son, and Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel and the Syrian of Padoram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
Just stay focused with this.
And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Well, I got all these pains. If this is a blessing from you, that you finally blessed me with a baby, why am I going through all these pains?
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Two separate nations. These 2 babies are going to be progenitors of 2 different races, 2 different seed lines. Even though they came from the same man, the Lord's going to separate their bloodline from that point on. They're going to be 2 different type of people.
And 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So their manners are totally different. You know, we're polar opposites.
Con.
You know, how you like your steak? Man? I like cook my shit well done.
They say
Fire on my shit.
They like
They like it rare. Like
They like that shit with bleeding. With blood comes
blood. I
down.
don't like that.
Okay. And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the elder shall serve the younger. It's not like that. The elder.
So who came out first?
Esau
came out.
So the elder, he came out first. He's supposed to be serving
his little brother.
He's supposed to be serving us.
The little
He's
brother's supposed to serve the elder.
supposed to be serving
The
us.
custom, but he said, but the elder shall serve the younger. So he changed the prophecy or the custom for these 2 in particular.
Yep.
And a few
Most High
times in
did
the
that.
law he did that. The Most High God did that.
Because it was meant from the beginning that Jacob would be the chosen seed.
Right. It didn't matter who
Israel.
would come out first.
You know?
But it did because
Could you imagine if they would have got it?
right.
I mean, look what they
Look
doing
at
with
that.
their blessings now.
Right.
This shit, you know? Concrete everywhere. Your feet, your knees hurt, back hurt. Transgenders, homosexuals getting rights over
Women
you.
telling you what
Women
to
can
do.
cuss you out. They can
They
sleep
don't
with
know
every man they want
God.
and dare you to look at another woman.
Your woman you can be married to your wife for 20 years. She wake up and say she don't want to be with you no more. You got to give her child support and housing. And she can go get a new guy. That's the system.
That's what he's doing with his blessing right now. That's why it's important that these people, we get the kingdom that rule the world.
All right, jumping down to 29. And Jacob see pottage and eat.
It was lentils.
And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with this same red pottage. Meaning it wasn't cooked all the way.
It was like red meat,
Red
lentils.
meat, yeah. For I am faint, therefore was his...
But when you go into the laws of Moses, he tells you you're not supposed to eat the blood thereof of food. Right? The customs that the Most High God gave us to make sure our food was fully cooked. You know that we weren't supposed to eat certain parts of animals. We weren't supposed to eat the blood thereof. We have to fully cook everything.
And that's why I say it like, it don't matter what you read, they always say like swine is bad for you.
Yeah, that's in the scripture.
Like,
But it's okay to eat it though, in this country, you know? That's why our people
the
die
most
at 50
affordable.
and 60 years.
shit, they raise it on their farm. Shit.
Yep.
A pig eat anything.
Piggy, shit, anything.
Yep.
Okay, Con. For I am faint, therefore was his name called Edom.
And that's red, because he red potted uncooked. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
And he said, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said,
Because they knew the custom of when he came out first.
Got it.
So everybody's expecting, but Rebecca, because she's the one that the angel actually talked to. But everybody else thought the elder comes out and gets the blessing, like the custom usually is. But that's why he said, oh yeah, you want to eat? Sell me your birthright. That's what he said.
Behold, I am at the point to die.
So Esau said, well, I'm at the point to die. I'm so faint, I'm hungry, I'm starving. Well,
And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
if I'm gonna die, what
This
good
nigga
is it
had
gonna
no integrity, man.
do? Right.
None.
You don't realize what you would have inherited if you would have just had patience. But he just can't do good, man. That's just the spirit that the Lord put within him.
Can't get right.
You just can't get right, man. You gotta be an adversary, man.
I'll read it here. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
He sold his birthright. Going with the prophecy. They didn't know about the prophecy, but going with the prophecy that the angel told Rebecca. And go to 27. 27. Don't worry about the other one, 27.
This is
Jump down like 38, 36, 36. Because 40 the points. We need a fire.
yeah. All right, Con. It's verse 30.
Yeah.
Genesis 27 and 30. And it came to pass.
Hold on. Start at 27.
27.
When he was getting ready to bless Jacob.
Yeah.
Because he's about to tell you what the birthright is.
Wait. Before that, I'm gonna just tell us so we ain't gotta get it. But before that, Isaac told Esau, "Hey, I'm about to die, so go ahead and hook me up that venison that I love that you cook so much. Go grab me something fresh, hook that up, and then when I get done eating that, I'm gonna bless you before I die." And so Rebecca heard that and said, "Oh, this is the moment." So when Esau left out, Rebecca made that same meal. She hooked it up for him and had it. She don't say that, dude. You don't say that. But anyway, she dressed
Rebecca
up
was a
Jacob.
so-called black woman.
Right. She dressed up Jacob to be hairy like Esau.
Kind.
Right? With goat skin to be hairy like him, that straight hair like him. But then he dressed him up like that. So he had that hairy appeal to him and smelled like the field outside. So he could get the blessing. Is he gonna say that?
Verse 27, yeah.
Go ahead.
And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore the
Esau
most
smell like outside.
yeah, like
Still stink. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you did.
Right.
It still smell like dog.
Like outside, like a wet dog.
Wet dog.
That's
It's like a natural gland.
Yeah, bro.
It's like a gland.
Yeah, kind. They get on.
That leave you smelling like that when they don't.
Yeah.
even after they take a shower.
Yeah, bro. I had to be roommates with the Edomite, bro. He'd get in the shower and come out worse. Come out worse. They got.
Verse 28. Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth.
The dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. He's basically telling them, I'm going to bless you with the natural resources of the earth. Everything on the earth that yields fruit, crops, and oil and vegetation and the things that make you rich, I give you ownership over all that.
Gold and diamonds.
Gold and diamonds.
Everything that comes from earth.
Everything.
All the substance.
That was, and this is Isaac blessing Jacob, which this was supposed to be Esau right here.
Right.
But he got supplanted. That's what the word Jacob means, from the Hebrew word Yaakov, which means to supplant.
Cut.
We have that natural spirit of knowing how to hustle somebody or get over on somebody. You know.
So who hustled who?
Jacob
hustled Esau.
For the birthright.
Remember he was coming from the field, he was about to die.
Yeah.
He said, well,
He
okay,
was like, hey, well, sell me your birthright and I'll hook you up with this boat.
He said, what is this birthright gonna do to me? I'm about to die. You know, and he sold the birthright.
So he straight hustled him like, hey, you don't even worry about it. Just give me your birthright. I'll hook this up for you. Give me that birthright.
But then later, his mom knew the prophecy was like, so I'm gonna fix that food like my eldest son Esau would do, and I'm gonna give it to you because you're the one supposed to get it. So she said helped him supplant also. You know, so they worked together to get that blessing out of from Isaac, as the prophecy was set to do. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 28.
Kind.
Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
And that right there, the fatness of the earth, that's what the white man and the Arabs are over there fighting for right now. That whole Middle Eastern area where they're going to war at right now over the land. Why are they over there fighting so heavy?
The oil, the gold,
all that oil, all the minerals, all
we
that
don't have that here, so
exactly. So that's why they over there fighting.
That's our land right there.
yeah, that is our land.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob
wasn't there more to that? Did it say that the nations was going to serve him?
Oh, kind of, yeah. I'll skip the verse. Verse 29. Let people serve thee.
Let people serve you, meaning they're going to have to be your servant. You know, they're going to look up to you. They're going to, eventually you're going to be over the people of the world.
Hey, break it down like today's times, right? We're the CEOs of the world, and they are employees.
Ecclesiastes, where it says, I have seen servants upon horses, and kings walking as princes upon the earth.
Right, it's upside down now. We're the employees serving him.
Right. It's supposed to be the opposite. We're supposed to be ruling over him and these other nations. Go ahead.
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord,
and they're going to do that eventually when the Lord returns.
Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee. Let thy mother's son, talk about Esau. These Edomites supposed to be bowing down to us, man. But what do our people do? Love kissing the so-called white man's ass.
And worship him.
Yeah.
Because he's on his face on the money.
Yes. Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of the blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac,
just walked out,
his father, that Esau his brother came in.
Here come this white boy, red ass
look,
with
Daddy,
his hairy dog smelling ass just come running in, right? Go ahead.
And Jacob was that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me, And Isaac,
so he said, I'm here, but I'm going to hook this up. Now, once you eat this, may you bless me with all your soul, give me the good of the blessing.
Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. Because Isaac was old, so his vision, it was kind of blurred. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said,
I think in the scripture.
Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly. And said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me?
Well, who was that? Who was that brought that food that I asked you to?
Who was that that was just here?
Who was that just left? You're Esau. Who just left?
And I have eaten all before thou camest.
I already ate.
And have blessed him.
And I gave him the blessing.
Yea, and he shall be blessed.
The birthright.
Yeah.
The birthright. Right? Go ahead.
Gave it away already.
Go ahead.
Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry.
Start crying like a straight bitch. Start crying like a straight up bitch.
And said to his father, Bless me, even me also, O father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have.
How we do? And guess what, man? Guess what? You know what I'm saying? You got a little shine and all. I got this watch right here. That's how
We hustle and shit, man.
That's how we do.
We hustle, man.
But we're supposed to do that in righteousness. We're supposed to be like that in wickedness.
Yeah.
And have taken away thy blessing. He said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
Supplanter?
For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing.
Didn't realize they were all one and the same anyway, and the prophecy was against it. That proves that Jacob, Esau, and Isaac didn't know. Rebecca was the one that was told about the prophecy from the angel.
And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said, Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord.
I have made him thy Lord. Go ahead.
And all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
I gave him everything already. Ain't nothing left to give you. I gave him everything.
Everything?
I gave him it all.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
What shall I give to you?
And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Still one.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
And this is going into what Esau has today. He's the ruler right now, and he has control over the natural resources today. He's able to drop bombs on different countries and take their oil, and other stuff like that, because this was part of his blessing. You know what? I'm not going to utterly leave you without a blessing, because you was originally supposed to get the blessing. So this is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you the fatness of the earth. So that's why you see
So we could have just
Rothschilds.
waited. We could have just waited and damn it would have got the blessing or the fatness of the earth though.
Right.
No, but
we're waiting now.
We're waiting now. But if we would have waited and got the blessing like Esau got, we wouldn't be ruling in the kingdom of heaven to come.
I mean, really, the blessing is the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's the kingdom, and we had the kingdom before, but because we kept breaking the covenant, the Lord took it away from us. And every time we would go against the 144 again. Every time we broke the covenant, the Lord would actually put those curses back on us as a nation, and then we would be placed back on the bottom, and He would raise the nations up over us, and we would have to serve them because we're serving idols. So right now, this devil, he's in power right now, so he has the fatness of the earth. He has all the earth's riches.
But I feel like with the Bible that they enslaved us on and teach us so much, it's right there in the Bible telling us that we are the people, but we still don't see it.
Right.
Why is that? Like what we're
did?
not seeing.
He manipulated and said that
because
the chosen people is us, and y'all are the other people. So therefore, y'all the Gentiles, so we supposed to rule over you. But really, we're not the Gentile, we're the actual people. And he tried to keep that information hidden from us. He told us what he wanted to teach us out of the Bible.
About 70% of these scriptures that we read today, they never, out of 300, how many, 52 Sundays in a year, right? They never touch on it. They'll touch over the same ones over and over again.
Over and over the same
Not to
thing.
touch on those ones.
Ooh, Jesus said, get your blessing of the Lord. Get your blessing. Then gonna send it right back around 4 more times. Like, I know you can get a Lord some more. Like, is the Lord personally gonna get this shit?
Right.
Is they gonna mail him this and mail him my little stamps with my name on it, and he just throw a blessing down there for me? Because anything else, nigga, that's going into that brand new Cadillac you got outside, nigga. I ain't slow.
Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword,
And by the what?
sword.
By the sword.
Killing instrument.
Yep. So the modern day sword is your guns. Actually, Esau's sword is his whole infrastructure,
Yeah,
man.
his whole-
Judicial system, his foods,
Food and drugs.
drugs,
Food and drugs. Medical.
and of course his gun, the
Chemical
police,
warfare,
all that.
bio warfare,
all of this stuff.
missiles, drones, tanks. Anything that you can use to kill a race of people.
Anything that's
That was his blessing. He was. It says that he's gonna live by the sword.
Anything
His blessing is the sword.
anything that's anti-life.
Right.
Let me say this. I think we slipped over that word. It said, when thou shalt have dominion. So you're going to have
that's
a
next.
turn.
That's
It's
next.
coming. Oh, my fault.
And by the sword shalt thou live.
He lived by the gun.
Yep.
That's how he ruled. That's how he took us down. And when he came over here to the Americas, and he encountered the Native Americans that were already here, the Native Americans were warriors. They were skilled in combat. They knew they were skilled with the bow and arrow, spears, with swords. They knew how to fight. So hand to hand and foot to foot,
Couldn't deal with
Esau was getting his ass handed to him. That was whooping their ass. So Esau had to come in with the Gatling gun to basically spray them down, and that's how he was committing a lot of his genocide.
Something just hit me in the spirit. Gatling gun is a Gad killing gun.
Exactly.
It sounds like that go together.
Yeah.
Confirm.
And by the ain't no way in hell a weak race could take down a stronger race. Not physically. We're stronger than these white boys.
On every
We
level.
dominate them in everything. On every level.
Every level.
And mentally.
Mentally, everything. We dominate them, and they know that.
They know.
And we're all.
I feel like the second form of slavery is jail.
Yeah.
That's slavery to me. It's still like handcuffs. They still give you whatever religion they want to teach you. In there, when you locked up, they plant shit in you because you don't have no say-so on them. And then they give you a felony where you won't never have a say-so in their world.
Right.
Exactly.
So how is they helping you? It's not with you. And voting is really not gonna help shit either because they already got this in effect of who they gonna have. They knew they was gonna put Obama in that way before it even happened.
Exactly right.
They talked about it on the news 3 years before he even went in. He was our senator first, and they talked about it on the news 3 years before. And only thing I remember about Obama was some white girls with some big titties in every campaign. Then when it really started happening, then that's when they was like, Obama. But I've been to Obama because I'm from Chicago. He stayed in the ghetto with us. He really be in the streets with us, talking to us. You know? So that's how I knew him. But the media put him as like, yeah, these people, but they really know every president is connected to each other. Every president is family. They bloodline. It don't matter if they this, that. Obama mama was white.
Right.
What in the bloodline is not?
Right.
That is our bloodline. The number one thing sold on the black market is melon. Who got the most melon? It's us.
Hey, the movie, what's the new movie that just came out by Jordan,
Get Out.
Jordan Peele. Get Out. That movie, Get Out?
I heard people talk about it. I didn't see it.
That's what that was about. Basically, it's about white people trying to get our blood, but they couldn't just take our blood. They tried that. They can't just take the blood. It don't correlate with their system like that. So they found a way in that movie to tap their spirit into our bodies. That's what that. So they can have all the benefits of us physically with their same old spirit. Check that movie out, man. It won awards. It's good.
Yeah, people was telling me check it out.
And by the sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother.
Everything we do, music, songs, movies, we filter through the scripture. We find the spiritual aspects in it that correlated to reality. So this is the reality. We look at the reality.
And shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass that when thou shalt have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Because he gonna have dominion over you, but when you have the dominion, you gonna be greater than him in that time. He gonna be your servant, and you gonna not be subject to him. But you go through the history of the Bible, and all them times we were always greater than him.
All that time.
During the time of when King David was in the rulership, we had all nations under subjection, and they basically became subject to tribute. All the Edomites, they had to serve Israel. They had to bow before the King David.
And they said one thing about like why they got a lot of black people fooled and they say Jesus a lot. And it's crazy because a white man. It's crazy because a white man told me this, and he told me, and it's the craziest thing. Like the man told me that I was an Israelite and gave me $50, a $50 bill, and say you one of the chosen people, and walked away. But he looked like a reptile person, big bulby eyes, and just didn't look human. Peely ass skin, like pasty. Like I'm looking at him like, and my skin shook. And I was on. That's when I used to drum on the strip, and I was drumming. And he went down the escalators on the Fashion Show Mall, and I just felt something on me, like I just felt something just looking at me. And you know, if you could look on the strip, well, on all the bridges, you look down, you could see clearly. He was staring right up at me, like and he never moved. He was just staring there. I hurry up and turn my head in. And something was like, and I was just praying to myself like, man, I hope this got me going. When I look back, the man was still standing there. I look back again for him, no less than 30 seconds, he was gone. Gone. And that scared me. I'm like, this man will walk up to me, and I never had experienced a white man telling me that I was the chosen one and I was an Israelite and this, that. I'm like, that's not believable, dude. Like, why you come out of nowhere and say this to me? Like, I'm fresh from Chicago. I'm gang banging out. I don't know nothing about none of what you talking about, you know. But for him to tell me that, that's why I look more onto it. And you know, that's why I stopped and talk.
All of this leads up to now. Everything that you go through, that you hear today in this moment, everything from Chicago, everything. Okay, that could have been an angel. And I was just thinking about it as you were saying.
Or because
the angel hopped on from the spirit.
It could have been like the spirit could have hopped on him and used them to relay that message to you.
Angel only means messenger anyway.
Right.
So he can't deliver you that message. And you wouldn't have remembered the message.
He probably wasn't.
The 50. You wouldn't have remembered it, but it was back when you had to do that 50 and told you the same thing. You go, hey, I don't know about that. You know, it'll been a different scenario in your mind. You know? But it all led to this moment. And I'm not trying to hype the moment up for you, but I'm just trying to show you everything in our lives lead up to the moment.
And truth be told, like when him telling me that, like I was an Israelite, like he was telling me, because I was just down. And I was just down that day. The white folks just walking past, they ain't giving no money, they looking at you, nigga, they just keep walking in. For him to walk up and tell me I'm one of the chosen people, I'm an Israelite, and hand me 50 and walk away. I looked at his ass like he was crazy. I'm like, what? And he just smiled, but he had a stare on him, and I'm like, this motherfucker look like a reptile person. Like, I don't know, like, I'm thinking like something up with him, like, to me, because there's a lot of weirdos here. Because he came out of nowhere. I was on the bridge by myself. Everybody else went downstairs, and then when I look up, he right there. That's why I'm like, you know, I'm on defense mode, because I'm thinking, oh yeah, this Chicago, I'm thinking. But I could not get up off the crate on the bucket for some reason. I could not get up. If he wanted to do anything to me, he could have did it to me, because I had no motions in my body, nothing I could say to him. I'm just looking at him like, what? Like,
the spirit that happened.
and that's why right now this will get me to stop. That man right there got me to stop, because I started looking into the YouTube, like Israelites, and start seeing people outside. And that's why I stopped right here, honestly, right now, off that little pale skinned man, because he scared me, you know. And I say, if I see these guys out, I'm just gonna stop and for some time and just get some knowledge, you know, just because that's what somebody, you know, told me, you know, and it's not just because he told me, it's just like, you know, if he know he done all this shit over the years, and he come to me and tell me that I'm somebody, I'm like, damn, who is he? Did somebody send him here? And I looked around, it was nobody but him, like on the bridge. Of course, when he went downstairs, people walking, they was on the bridge, of course.
He wasn't with him?
He wasn't with him. Then I looked down, like, thinking in my head, like, something's up with that man. He probably know. And I thought, like, man, he probably don't know. I looked down, he was just staring up at me like, what? I'm like, damn, that motherfucker's creepy.
So Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?
The Lord had been happening for this moment, you know? So
The Lord can use any vessel to send a message to you, man.
So angel means messenger.
Yeah.
We're angels. To deliver your message.
For real.
You know, we're not in that celestial form.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
We're still doing the job of a messenger.
So, and one thing I don't get with the Bible, though, it tells us that we should live in a way of God. We godly people. We are from God. So does that mean we're gods ourselves? Like, well, what is that? Because when I ask everybody else, nah, you're not.
Psalm 82.
You saying I'm a god in the Bible, in the scriptures, but you telling me I'm not?
This is Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
We don't die like men. because we're in this
We're
flesh.
angels in the flesh.
We broke the law. That's why.
Yeah. That's why you see, we said
We die because of sin.
we are godly people. We are godly people. We have, well, I'll get the script. It's Deuteronomy 4. We're talking about the statutes, laws, commandments.
As long as we was living by this wisdom, this knowledge, we were created to be immortal. But because men sought inventions, we became corrupted. And really, it goes back to the Garden of Eden. You know that between what happened between
Adam and
Eve and the serpent, which the serpent wasn't an actual snake.
So
It
do
was
y'all
used
believe
allegory.
in Jesus' name as Jesus or Yahweh?
No. His name in the Hebrew is Yahushua.
Yahweh. That's Jesus' name.
That's his name in the Hebrew. So, Jesus, that really is a made-up name.
Yeah, because the letter J.
Because when you even this 1611, there's not one letter J in this book.
Letter J wasn't invented until 16. The letter J didn't come into existence until 1634. And we know that our Lord Yahushua lived way before this. And he was a Hebrew, therefore he had a Hebrew name. And his father's name is Yahweh.
The Heavenly Father.
The Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God.
Because he had a father on earth who was Yahweh Joseph. Yahweh but Yahweh, it means he is or he exists.
Yeah.
And then so his name means he is or he exists, Savior or deliverer.
Okay. Like we say that they say with the Bible, they say that what gets to me, that Satan is he was one of God's best creations or something, I guess. So if he was one of God's best angels, you think he didn't have no kids?
Satan?
Yeah, did he have kids?
That's Catholic. That's Roman Catholic. That's mythology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just wondering that because a lot of people, I just see it on TV, and I'm like, if they say like God had a son, why couldn't one of his best angels have a son either? I think his sons are the ones who walking and he got this earth right now. Like, the guy that we were speaking of, the brother. I think them are his sons. Yeah, the Edomites.
They're the physical,
He right on that.
That's what I think they are.
the
Like,
physical incarnation are those
Of the
people.
spiritual demons, Satan, or the Rothschilds or Rockefellers. Basically, these
now we got
Edomites.
stuff, they got temples in Detroit. I was just out there.
Yeah.
Temples with satanic
Satanic
and like,
statues, sculptures. Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm not the type of person who's gonna knock somebody else's religion, because I don't know what they are believing in and what it is.
Temples with that on.
Yes, this is it. I saw this right down the street from a hood we used to be in Detroit. I mean, it was big, and we just so happened to be out there when they was unveiling it. It was so many devil worshipers.
You know what that's about? But he's the god of, the demon god of,
Right.
entertainment. That's the demon god. The 5-point pentagram is the star of the walk of fame. That's commemorating him with your name on it, that you served that man, you pushed out his thing. And because you're an entertainer, it appealed to you, or it caught your attention. Right. The sex demon of multiple genders. That's all in there.
That's why they try to merge the styles of masculinity and femininity within the culture. They try to basically transition. They try to metrosexualize the men and the nature. We want to have that grimy, street look to now we look at metrosexual.
Hey, there are people with makeup
Pants
on.
tighter than our girlfriends.
Yeah.
People
Wear
with
long ass
makeup
hair
on.
and shit.
Long ass hair.
Makeup on with a beard. And that's men and women with those.
Yeah.
And both got titties or not. Or both don't.
And that's good that y'all speak on that because I'll be in Atlanta a lot.
Yep.
So it goes on and I see it and they make our brothers like, and it's everybody really, but I'm talking about the brothers that I see and they just so
dainty.
I'm like,
feminine.
And I done walked in the store and I done, hey bro, Nick look hooded than me, look like he had 3 bodies, tattoos on the face. I walk in the store like, hey bro, where I could find a little station down here? Yeah, let me guess. I'm like, bro, what's going on in the world?
Yeah.
Then now, this is what I see up in other areas outside of Atlanta. White people looking more like black people than we was looking. They was getting lip injections, asses, everything down in our stuff. Tans, skins tan. I'm like, they know something. I say if they show us a white man with long hair, blue eyes for so many centuries, we not gonna see a guy with wool hair, skins of bronze, hair of the, skins of the. I'm gonna walk past you because I ain't gonna think you're not no God to me. I'm gonna look for the white man to see. Oh, your heavenly father, you look just like him, but really he looking like me. But I would never notice that because you blinded me on the truth. You're not trying to tell me the truth. You're trying to show me your truth.
Now, what that purpose does is them trying to look like us and them making us more like them. Is now it'll be deceived on who when the time comes. Now we won't be able to recognize that that's an Edomite. We won't be able to recognize that on sight.
Yeah, on sight.
It'll defy the minds of the simple.
They so good with it as if we had the NAACP, the lady that was just the head of the NAACP, she looked at black, but really she was a white lady. How? How is that convenient that they can portray us and look just like us and portray so many people of this organization don't even know what she is?
I forgot her name, the one on BT,
white lady. But we sold it. We sold it, so we can't be mad at that.
She looked black, but she not.
So
there's a lot of pro-blacks that are that's out now that's trying to act like they on some real pro-black shit. They come to find out they some straight up terrorists, man.
Like the one in Seattle. The one Edomite chick that she said she was a Jake.
Or this is Amos 9:9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations like corn is sifted in the sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
You know, it's like you stay in the protection. You don't fall through the bottom. If you're really an Israelite, it don't matter what you look like. If you're really an Israelite, but also in this time, if you're an Israelite of the elect, you stay in there. You stay in there. You stay protected. But even there's another level that the heathens will fall through and all the other nations will fall through, but the 2/3 will be caught in there. They'll catch the death and fall through the first one.
Filter.
Right, it's filter, right?
So the Lord's gonna strainer. Yeah, strainer. It's gonna filter everything out because he looked like he a white boy or something, but he could fall under that list of Israelites.
I got another one.
Vice versa.
I'm about to say the vice versa of it is Lenny Kravitz. I gotta say his name that way. That's how you say it. It's not Lenny Kravitz. We try to make it sound like it don't. We try to make it sound like one of us. It's not. Kravitz is a Jewish name. Those Khazars that came down and called themselves the real Jews. His father was an Edomite, so-called Jew. So he's really a white boy. No matter how good he play that guitar and his songs are, how much I love his songs.
What solidified me knowing that Lenny Kravitz was an Edomite, his recent article, he said, I go weeks without showering.
What's that chick that just married the prince of?
The black chick that just married
Markle. That's Edomite. She not our people.
Nah, she not. Her people's white too.
She's one of them.
Nah, she not.
They uplift her. Like
They uplifted her.
No, she ain't one of us. You could tell her parents even show.
And that spirit don't her spirit wouldn't vibe with Prince William or Henry. Prince Harry.
She wouldn't even get down with him.
He got more soul than she got.
Real talk, he do.
Yeah.
Way more soul than she do.
He might be Jake, one of our people.
Yeah.
One of the Welsh. Some of the Welsh that are part of that royalty were our people. From the time when King James and all of them, the Dark Ages, some of them are still kind of lingering around.
So do you believe the things on what they said about the Moors? That they sold us and they was just... Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
these are the
Moors
right
is
now.
us, like, but that's what they put in the comments on YouTube. These YouTube white guys trying to, persuade us to think that it's, but we smarter than the comments, but...
Does it Moor mean Jew?
Moor means black.
Black.
Yeah, Moor means black.
Yeah.
That's why we see somebody with the name Morris. Morris, that means black. And that goes back to the Moors.
I got cousins whose last name is Moore.
I got a lot of family named Morris too.
Me too.
For real. A lot of them.
You know,
And
the movie
Moors
Black
were
Knight.
Israelites.
Yeah.
The movie Black Knight, he called it Gomorrah the whole time. He didn't act like he wasn't supposed to be around here. He just didn't like the position he was coming in. Talking about Martin, the bad guy, the white guy in the movie. He kept calling him Moore. What do you think you're doing here, Moore? And they kept saying that to me. And nobody ever thought what that word meant.
Yeah, it's hidden messages in
The
that.
Moore was in Robin Hood. The black guy name, I don't know his name. But in the old Robin Hood with Kevin Costner, it was Morgan Freeman was the black guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he was a Moor. They knew him to be a Moor. But Robin Hood himself was a Moor. They won't tell you that though. Anyway, I had a couple of scriptures about something you said earlier. This was
we finna close out too.
Right. I got like two of them for you. This is Isaiah.
Got no cars.
We just come out here every Sunday.
Okay, every Sunday.
Every Sunday. 2:30 we be right here.
Alright, I'm fuck with y'all.
Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9, and he said, because you asked about why people can't see. And some people they're blind. It's gonna tell you why they're blind, right? You know, it said, matter of fact, get the one in Isaiah 29. It's like around 10 or so. It says, Isaiah 6 and 9, it says, and he said, go and tell these people, hear ye indeed, and understand. Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their eyes heavy. No, make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. And when you go into the book of Daniel, it tells you the same thing. We read that already. Right?
Dumbass.
Book of Daniel, they read that already. He says, seal up the book until the time of the end, when knowledge shall be increased. That's just a distraction. Don't worry about that. Right? Just like that guy earlier, distraction. Right? He said, close up the book and seal it to the end times, where knowledge shall be increased and then things will make sense. Same thing here. The Spirit has to come upon you to open your eyes to see the big picture of what the Heavenly Father is talking about. Right? And we've been blessed for Him to open up our eyes to see it and to come out this far and do this. 29 and like, it's around here.
This is Isaiah chapter 29 and 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord...
When you look at our people, when you look at in real common sense and reality, our people are just lost. Just wandering, can't figure out the right way to do anything.
Spiritually dead.
Just spiritually dead. They just do nigga shit all damn day. They can't figure it out. They don't know what
Look at World Star.
Look at our women. Our women.
It's better now. World Star better. They don't promote too much violence no more.
But look at our women.
I see nigga shit every day. I see nigga shit every day.
But our women in particular. Our
If
women
niggas
are,
do nigga shit, it's gonna be televised.
Right.
They gonna make money off niggas. The biggest thing black people only got to make money off of right now is racism. If we had no racism, black people want to eat. You would starve if you didn't know how to make nothing. You would starve if you didn't know how to grow. You would starve if the people didn't give you nothing. You will starve literally. Racism is the only thing we make our money off of, bro. Nothing else in this world,
When they take that
bro.
away, it's a
When they
wrap.
take that over with,
But this is what we
niggas
gotta
better have some prayer in them
gotta
or
have this.
some money.
Right.
If anything, you ain't gonna. It's gonna be this.
The money gonna be on that thing we was talking about earlier. You ain't gonna want the money.
Yeah, I already know. But I'm saying, you know what I mean with the money, though.
You
You know,
don't have to have
money the root of all
money.
evil.
No, the love of money.
The love of money is the root of all evil, not money.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Our people got the spirit of these people. I was gonna say about our women. Every other woman on the planet want to be like the black woman, but she the only one want to be like the white woman. The white woman trying to be her.
She want to get long hair and blonde and
Skin lightener.
skin lightener. The fuck?
Because they see the men checking out the white woman. Why? 'Cause the white woman starting to get white women start to get a little hips and ass on her. You know, things that we like.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They white women
They doing all that.
get ass and titties and big lips.
Yep, they doing all of that. So but the men are
they
attracted
stretched up here.
The men are attracted to the point of the serenity that they can deal with a woman of another nation. That when we deal the curses, if you read deeper into the curses, you see that there's this hair-bumping thing, is tension between the man and the woman of our nation.
That so-called gender.
Yeah, that
with
we
the
can't
man versus the woman.
we can't get together.
But they've been doing this since slavery, though, with raping men in front of the women to show men like, y'all, what? We just raped them. We raped them in front of them, or we gonna take your woman clean. Just showing us. So that's been going on. Then the 1960s, once it was done, the 50s and the 60s really got the black community. We was doing so good without integration. Hear me out.
No, we agree.
We was doing so great without integration. We had black doctors, lawyers, businesses. We owned our property. We owned everything. Welfare was the worst thing to happen to the black man or woman. Welfare knocked us out the box. Welfare, no man involved. Now you see all these guys with these tight ass clothes and it's no household structure. A man to read the word, a man to do this and be the provider. Now it's the woman that's the provider. Now the man's not shit. So you see a lot of the young black men.
She can only get those benefits if the man's
gone. So if the man's gone, it's no father of a household. And one thing about how all these people rule in the world, one thing that they rule in the world is with family. With Great Britain, the British, you see all of them as family. Yep. They stick together, and that's one thing black people, us as people, we don't stick together. And they did that faithfully with us, and they doing it, and we see right now what's going on.
We have a matriarchy, and we have a patriarchy.
Yeah.
They have a patriarchy, and we live under a patriarchy. Ruler of the mothers, of the women.
It's Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. For as for my people, children are their oppressors.
And another less insignificant race of people, or like children, they are oppressors. They're over us oppressors.
And women rule over them.
But our women rule over us.
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Hey, big mama, auntie, they raising the family now. But it used to be the fathers, gramps, you know what I'm saying? Great gramps, pops.
Took care of us. My granddaddy ain't know how to read, but he fought in Viet Cong. And my granny still get this check right now to today. He fought in Viet Cong and he went to Desert Storms. You feel me? He was older now when he was in Desert Storms, but he still, and he got cheated out of a lot of things. You know what killed my grandfather? Agent Orange. The shit that they spread on everybody killed him. It didn't kill him right then and there.
Right, it was a process.
Got him, though.
That's how the devil does.
He had to go through that medical system.
But he was doing the devil's dirty work.
Right, exactly.
That's why
Let's keep it honest.
That's why they said black man. They said black man go home.
Yeah. Black man go home. He was doing that devil work, and he even said it. He never said. My grandfather never spoke nothing about God to me. The whole 23 years, the whole 21 years I knew him. He never said nothing about God till he was dying. He wanted to go home. And he came back out of his coma 2 weeks and he spoke about God. And that really changed me from a man that never spoke about it, killed people and all type of shit in wars. And for him to say that got to me. I'm like, he seen something that I didn't see. And he told me, I'm okay. He said, I already talked to him. I did what I did. I'm going to repent for my sins. He said that to me, and I still think about that every day. No matter how many blunts I smoke, it still don't never get away from what he told me. Like, God got me.
You know, the Holy Spirit made you say that, so we gotta tell you, that's not how you partake in that herb. You gotta ingest it. Put that.
I know you don't supposed to. I think that, like, but I'm.
There's more spiritual, righteous ways to do that. Ingest it, eat it, tea, something like that.
Yeah, and it tastes the same. You still have the same side effects.
But it's better. It's more spiritual in a positive way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you smoking, you killing yourself.
But it opens up a portal for demons.
Because smoking is a byproduct of fire. And fire destroys it burns, So when you smoking that blunt or whatever, not only is it destroying your body physically, but it's messing with your spirit too.
Read back in Isaiah.
It's Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered.
Even your pastors in these churches, he closed them up and blinded them as well. That's why they preaching peace and prosperity and not the truth of the scriptures. They're still telling you that the white man is Jesus. Worship him, worship God. He's a white man. You know, get your education, go to his college, chase the American dream, and the Lord's gonna bless you. Eventually serve this white man, the Lord's gonna bless you.
And it's just like in the movie Book of Eli, they know that this book has power, so they can tell you whatever, as long as you don't open it, you can read it for yourself. They can put this book up and act, and a couple of things that you see, use the fancy language of the book, and you'll believe it. That's what they do. Yeah, bro, because you're blind just like they're blind.
Verse 10. And the vision, verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of the book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for so much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men.
Which means if we listen to the precepts of Esau, we don't have to fear God. He don't even believe in God until something bad happens. So he's teaching us that we don't have to fear. God loves everybody. Don't say Jesus loves everybody. Everybody can make it.
Like you said, when only something bad happens, like people got gunned down on the strip, pray for Sin City.
Now you want to pray. Vegas strong off one person. One devil's holy word.
But before all that gunfire, was
Sin City.
Popping drugs, popping Zans.
Didn't care nothing about nothing.
When you got off the plane, you was like, whoa, I can be free.
So y'all be out here Sundays?
Every Sunday.
Yeah, I gotta get up with y'all, brothers.
GMS of Boston City.
GMS of Boston City.
Vegas.
What you got more on
GMS?
It's on YouTube or
YouTube.
There's when you go on YouTube, type in GMS AHBAD, like bad, Sin City.
Bad City.
You see on page probably. You can see what I says.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with y'all. Y'all deep.
Oh, and I'll recommend another channel, man. GMS Dallas. GMS Dallas.
GMS Dallas or GMS Dallas in class.
Yeah.
3. Right.
These should link you to
Oh yeah, they should. Yeah. Those two channels. Subscribe to both of those. Oh yeah. We got brothers in GMS Chicago as well.
Yeah, I see brothers all the time back home. They be in hot neighborhoods with the white folks, and the white folks be kind of chasing us out. I stood for one ceremony, but shit, where they was at up north, the white people called the police because there was a large crowd of us, and we was just, when it was about the word, so they called the law, and the devils got out the car and shit. I kept it walking, So
the Chicago branch, GMS
Chicago 26.
26. Yeah. Man, there's another one.
Yeah, man.
Bro, nice to meet y'all, man.
All right, bro. Anytime, man. You got questions?
Yeah. You got questions throughout the week? Write them down and bring them up here. We'll answer them.
All right, I'll be up here, man. They call me Chicago. It's nice to meet y'all, bro.
All right, brother.
Nice to meet y'all, bro. Y'all stay up too, brother. Y'all had me stopping shit. I don't know. Straight hood there. I don't be on the air, but it was just something about it. You feel me? That got to me.
Everything that
righteous.
Now, funny, I'll just quote it real quick for you. It said, Hebrews 13:2, be mindful to entertain strangers, for some have entertained angels unawares. When that man gave you that money and told you you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're a child of God, you know what I'm saying? He did that work, he planted that seed in you and led you all the way up here today. You know, and then whatever the future got for you too. So, you know?
Y'all stay up, brothers. Nice to meet y'all, bro. Sunday is 2:30.
Yes.
So with that, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakadash.
Now going to the elder apostles who will, GMS Great Millstone,
Khan.
Shalom Rakakatham to the tabernacle of David, doing for elect. Shalom.
Shalom.